Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/LoganRobo. Tonight's game is Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. As we return to the present, does this mean that Gregory Edgeworth let an innocent man get convicted? Will Miles Edgeworth be able to right this wrong? Will he be able to Phoenix right this wrong? We have fun here. But seriously, the guy's probably been executed already. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I don't know about you, I'm in a good mood today. I don't know why. I worry when I get in a good mood because I feel like that usually means something bad is about to happen. But how are y'all doing? I see Hidden Hand was first saying E. The Nora said, what is the girl's name from JoJo Bizarre Adventure Season 1? I want to draw her. Oh, Jonathan's girlfriend turned wife. I don't remember her name. I feel like it was some like classy name, like Catherine or Mary or Elizabeth or something like that. Is Oak here yet? I feel like Oak would know. I don't remember her name. I remember Joseph's wife was Susie Q, right? But I don't remember her name. Hidden Hand says, isn't it? Oh, wait, excuse me. Nora said, no, I'm going to draw Miles. Well, you know, Miles Edgeworth, turn of the 19th to 20th century woman. It's about the same thing. There, Hidden Hand says, isn't it time? Or, yeah, I'm a little bit late, but we're here. Nora says, yes. Queen Katie says, howdy. Oak says, hey, Mr. Robo. Hey, Oak. Oh, can you answer Nora's question about Season 1 woman name in JoJo? But how y'all doing, Hidden Hand, Nora, Queen Katie, Oak? How are all of you? Nora says, I am going to draw the man of the hour. Oh, and then some emotes from Vero. How you doing? Nora said, Oak, you have not responded to any of my messages. I am very upset. How many messages do you send? I feel like if you send a lot, that might be reason itself to not respond to them. But I don't know. I just know that if I get a lot of messages, I feel overwhelmed and I kind of regress into a tiny shell. Queen Katie said, gonna wait a little bit before I post the fan translation nicknames, courtesy of Scone. Oh, that's right. Queen Katie was kind of to look up what the fan translation because like the nicknames that she's given everyone, like Gregory Edgeworth was like Greggy Pegleg or something like that. So let's get into the game and let's load it up. So last time we finished the past segment, it ended with Gregory Edgeworth and Manfred von Karma entering what's the name? Artie Frost's room and finding that everything had melted. So presumably like all the evidence there. Now the question is, did the culprit do that or did Manfred do that to destroy evidence to get the conviction that he wants to get? But then we got into the present, we searched our court record and there was a file about the case, which I guess says that Samson got convicted. So unless he's been on death row for 18 years, he's probably dead.
And crying, I'm like,
what? Yeah?
Is that how you spell boogeyman?
Oh, it's Kim. Hi, Kim.
A tall tale parents use to spook their kids straight.
Or spook them gay.
They're spooking their kids straight? I didn't know conversion spooking was legal in Quran.
Oh, I'm sorry that it's like stuttering there. But yes, I think we saw that clip before. So how you doing, Kim? As I've mentioned in previous streams, and I'm going to mention again tomorrow when I post our schedule this week, I'm going to be doing a collab with Kim. It's going to be on her channel on Wednesday, but it's during the daytime. So it's going to be noon my time, which would then be like 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So I don't know what you guys are up to, but Kim, am I allowed to say what what your idea for the collab is going to be, or do you want it to be a surprise? I think it'd be fun to tell everybody here. You know, get everybody excited to come and hang out. I think it's a fun idea. Let me read a couple more comments before we get into the actual game proper here. Vera said, me, when the intro. Oak said, who just skated on screen? Oh, that was Fat Edgeworth on his Razor scooter with all of his gear and his pet porcupine and Franziska's whip. Have you not seen that? I started doing that again ever since we started this game, since we're playing as Edgeworth now. I actually have a lot of crap like that I used to put in the intro that the assets are all there, so maybe I should shake things up some more. Cricket said, I hope I use the courtesy right in that, the courtesy right in that sentence. Is he gonna wait a little bit before I post the fan translation nicknames? Oh, courtesy of scone. I assume that's right, I think. Is that a homonym with a differently spelled courtesy? Nora said, I saw that too. Is that new? I mean, it's really, really old, but new to you, maybe. Oak said to Nora, wait, what happened? I haven't had my computer on. Hidden Hand said, that's not new. I saw it multiple times. Nora said, I've been messaging you all day. Oak said, maybe I just haven't been here for the intro enough. And Quicket says, is it Fat Miles? If so, that's not new. I even used that as like a cursor when I was doing my math on screen during Rise from the Ashes. But how are all of you? It is so good to see you. So let us play a little bit of the game.
If I get you a Gallica PNG, can we have her fly around in the startup screen?
Maybe? Is it an adorable Gallica? Ping? I still gotta say ping. Or it could be like an animated GIF with a transparent background. I know that we had a poll and I need to add a Grimlock thing to the start screen too. But there needs to be more Gallica merch. When I was at that anime mini expo on Friday, I tried looking for Gallica merch. I couldn't find any. I found some online, but it's expensive. Anyway, let's play a little bit of the game. To give any lurkers who might be here the misconception that we are responsible and play the game. Oh, and over on YouTube, Opinion says, hey, how you doing, Opinion? Good to see you. But I'm excited to play. I'm actually really excited to get back to Metaphor on Tuesday. The big twist reveal last stream got me very excited. All right. Hey, whoa, went deep on that one. Sorry, Miles Areno. Didn't mean to bend your ear for so long. Okay, so you notice how Fender gives people nicknames like Miles Areno? Do you think he picked that up from Delicia Scone? Do you think Fender got married to Delicia Scone? Do you think they've got a thing going on? Because we don't know her age. Her age was question mark. Maybe they're age appropriate. I don't know. But also the flashback just emphasizes that Fender is a lot older than Edgeworth. I mean, I guess he's got kind of like some crow's feet around his eyes, but I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as old as the game seems to portray him as. I had no idea that was how it all came about. I read the files, but they don't go into anywhere near that level of detail. I bet they paint things in a much rosier light for the prosecution, too. Von Karma was the one in charge, after all. What happened with the case after that? Oh, wait, hang on. Are we just gonna go back in the flashback? I thought we came to the present so we can, like, investigate things now. Because as I said, when we checked our court record before, it says on the documents that a suspect was found guilty of the crime. So, like, Gregory Edgeworth failed. He was apparently bad at his job. Well, what with the ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit of a rough patch. Do you like how I slowed down there? Yeah, Miles, you like that? So rough, in fact, that it took a full year before they could even reach a verdict in the trial. Wait, what? I thought the law in Japanifornia was that you had to figure out a verdict within 3 days. Is this case the reason why they instituted that rule? Because they're like, this was too much. This was a year. We can't deal with that anymore. Oh, yeah. This was back before they brought in the whole... Oh, here we go. The whole initial trial thing. Thank you, Fender. I appreciate the consistency. Let me read some chat again, because we're like 10 minutes in the stream, and I already miss all of you guys. Let's see. Nora says, wait, Miles isn't here, so I can't even draw the man of the hour. Miles is right here. Right here, there's the bottom half of his ear. Looks like the tip of my finger is his ear. Look at that, that's him, that's his ear finger. It's a fingear is what it is. Let's see, Vera says, isn't it just miles on the scooter? It is. It's fat miles on the scooter. It's kilometers, Edgeworth. I think we called him at one point. Oak said to Nora, my computer is doing a virus scan. I'm sorry. Crazy! How you doing, Crazy? Saying, hello, welcome, Crazy. How is your weekend going? Quicketa said, also knocks on wood. Don't worry, not Oak. We could have a spoiler clip tonight. That's fun. I got all excited for the one in Metaphor too, and so yeah, I'm in the mood for that. Hidden Hand says he's here. Nora says, I know, but you had your phone. Nora said, logo, bro, man. Oak says to Nora, oh yeah, you weren't here the last stream. I think Miles is back. Nora said, wait, what? Vera said, GI with Miles' hair. Nora laughing. Oh, good luck with Miles' hair, Nora. Quickgator says, we're back to mile time. And Oak says, what type of wood you knocking on? Well, do you know how we were able to get back to the present now? We're actually going to see a lot of Edgeworth here because in order to go from the past and travel through time to the present, we had to achieve 88 miles Edgeworth per hour. Do people still know Back to the Future? Is that a thing? I don't know. Let's play a little bit more. You didn't have to finish up in double quick time like you do nowadays. I see. Did they ever find out how the victim's creations managed to just disappear? At Edgeworth, they were ice. In a warm environment, ice is transitory. Well, they were sorbets or frozen desserts or whatever you want to call them. Ice, in other words. And if it's made of ice, it can melt, which is exactly what they concluded must have happened. But there's a chance that wasn't how things actually went down. What do you mean? So this place is a gallery these days, but back then, it was Samson Tangaroa's place, yeah? Okay, so this is actually like his house, his mansion? Indeed, and the site of the IS-7 incident. Well, word is Frost's ice sculptures are suddenly back on display 18 years after that fateful day. What? Did they collect the water and refreeze it and just hope it would take the same shape? How does that work? Let me have a sip of water, hang on. It's really warm in this room for some reason. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, it's chilly outside, but it's toasty in here, so I'm probably gonna be drinking a lot of water. Let's see. Oak says, Queen Katie, what type of wood do you knock it on? Nora said, we are. Queen Katie says, maple. Oak says, oh, that's fine. Nora said, Oak doesn't know either, but I'm talking about her. Oak says, I do not know. I haven't seen part 1 in like 7 years. I feel like part 1 was kind of almost the most forgettable part. I mean, there were some memorable moments, but I feel like things didn't really get zany until part 2 a little bit, but really part 3. Anyway. The very sculptures the victim made? Who knows? Could be they're just modeled on the originals. But I figured it was worth coming down for a little look-see, just in case. Seemed like the least I could do for poor old Gregory. Ugh. Well, alrighty then. Let's go take a look at these icy marvels, shall we, kiddo? I believe they're on display in the Winter Wing, as it's very snazzily known. Okay, so we saw this before in the pamphlet. The Winter Wing is, okay, so it's up here. I can't remember which one of these was Frost's room, so maybe it's the same room as before. I am not sure. But hang on, if we're just here at Fender's behest, is Kay not gonna be here? Are we the weird girl sidekick now? Oh, yep, because we're following him. I don't have any control. We're the weird girl now. So, Winter Wing. Let's see, it's autumn. Oh, whoa, I don't believe it. Oh, it's locked. The gallery's open for biz, but the Winter Wing's off limits. What gives? Fender, perhaps you should look more closely at the pamphlet we were given. The Winter Wing is over there. Oh.
Watching Logan's streams may cause uncontrollable laughter, existential confusion, sudden fear for his decision-making, and, most of all, deep concern. 7 out of 10 dentists nervously recommend. Was playing Valheim and no one kited a troll to my house.
Yet. Rukov, I should have joined in the game then and done that just for the heck of it. But Rukov, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. Is that what Z Diggity is playing right now? Some more Valheim? I was there for a long stream yesterday. He was streaming for a long time yesterday. Oh, and there's a pin message. ... Don't get your hopes up, Logan. This spoiler clip isn't as hypeful as you think. Well, it could still be fun. But no, too late though. My hopes, they're up. They're up. I was gonna get those hopes up right now. But thank you so much for the pin message, and thank you again, Rukov, for the 10 bits. I hope you. Bye.
Not you. Anyways.
Hi, Kanji. Bye, Kanji. All right, let's play some game. See, I was proactive. I already looked at this crap. Oh, it is freaky. I could have sworn it was this one. Okay, I wonder if that's going to be important. Does that mean they changed, or is that just like a roundabout way of getting to the point, telling us that, okay, all the rooms have different names now, and suggesting that we look at the pamphlet? Anywho, shall we? Time to dive on in and see what we should have seen 18 years ago. Oh, it's Mask to Mask! Ah, crap, I can't remember his real name, crap, his girlfriend, the aviator lady. Oh, are we gonna get to see Penny Nichols in this chapter? Or is she gonna be a guest here?
Bed. Remember that your community loves you. You bring joy to our days. Also remember that loneliness is just your brand. You don't need to be lonely off stream.
I mean, I'd like to stop being lonely, but unfortunately, I'm not a farmer, and all the TV commercials say, you don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. And I'm like, well, I can't go there. It's only for farmers. I should start farming. Then I can stop being lonely. I should stop rambling. But thank you. I love everyone in this community, too. This is an amazing community. Get some sleep, Rukov. Thank you for the 10 bits. You're awesome. Good night. Okay, so it's just me, or are his epaulets huge? Were they always that big? Do we know who this kid is over here? I'm trying to remember. Did we ever meet a kid with horns? Oh, a pin message written by Queen Katie said, do you want name facts for Delight? Oh, it's Ron Delight. That was his name. I was gonna, but they don't say their names here, so I refrained. Sure, we might have already heard them when we did those games initially, because I think back then Weird Name 7 used to give us trivia, but I'd love a refresher on... Wait. Did you say Delight's plural? Are they married? Did they get married? Oh. But okay, let's play some game. April 2nd, Zodiac call Winter Wing. Oh, because it's Zodiacs. That's all the Zodiac, the things Zodiac. Because that's, oh, look at that. Pollux, because it's Castor and Pollux, the twins of Gemini. Castor, Pollux. It's Akihiko and Shinjiro. Look at him holding that. And then we got, and all the other stuff here too. Okay, oh, the Pleiades are not part of the Zodiac. The Pleiades are a star cluster. They're not even a constellation. What's wrong with you? But the motor vehicle company Subaru uses the Pleiades as their logo because the Japanese word for the Pleiades is Subaru, which means unity. There's your star trivia. I know this crap because I work at a planetarium. April 2nd, Zodiac call Winter Wing. Oh, brr, I see they still keeping it chilly as heck in these rooms. I'm about to turn into a popsicle stick. It is the winter wing, you know, but you're right. It is like a freezer in here. It could be a trick of the light, but it feels like the whole room is made of ice. The temperature controls will be somewhere at the back there, if memory serves. Oh, it's Fender, sorry. The temperature controls will be somewhere in the back there, if memory serves. Oh, another pin message said Ron originates from the Hebrew name meaning joy. It may also come from rondelli, a spiral-shaped pasta similar to Ron's hairstyle when paired with Desiree, Delight's first name. Oh, were they already married? I couldn't remember. It's been so long since I played. Maybe they were already married. I thought they were just like dating. With Desiree Delight's first name, it could be a play on One Desire. That desire possibly being him wanting his wife to be happy. Yeah, I think for the longest time, though, I didn't trust her. I thought that she was taking advantage of him. But you know what? They're a cute couple. They're nice. Oh, another pin message. Delight, his English surname, is a play on the word delight. It may also be related to the Spanish word delito or crime. Mask to mask. We got another one here. His Japanese name is Yusaku Amusugi. Excuse me, I hope I pronounced that right. Yusaku contains the character for gentleness, which can be seen as a reference to his personality. Amasugi is a homophone for the word Amasugiru, which means too sweet or too naive. Aw, we're learning stuff about past characters. Again, though, I don't know if we've met this kid before. I mean, we've met some kid. That's not the kid who is like really into the trading cards in Turnabout Samurai, right? Desiree comes from the French word for desire. This possibly referencing her passion for thrills or referencing the love she has with her husband. Aw, they're cute. Hey, Milester, can you go peep the degree count? I'm thinking a complaint to the management is in order. There is such a thing as too cold, yeah? Oh, and another pin message here. Her Japanese name, Mareka Amasugi, was the name of a childhood friend of Shu Takumi. Oh, it's nice. I wonder if that's creepy. Let childhood friends like, wow, there's a lot of low cut on that rack there. I don't know. All right, if you insist. Take your time, mosey around and take in the sights while you're at it. I've got a camera I need to prep for action. Feel like your pop might appreciate a picture of all this. I'll put it on his grave so he can have a gander. Of course, it's odd that you visit his grave more than I do. All right, you gonna follow me, Fender? Oh, leaving so soon, Miles, stick around. Taking the sights, might as well while we're here. It's too cold. I was thinking of heading somewhere warmer. If you want, I could lend you some of the old Fender threads. He doesn't have a lot of layers. He doesn't have a coat on. Is he gonna take off his clothes? In exchange for your jacket, of course. I'll be fine, thank you. Seems I have to stick it out a little longer. All right, let's talk to these two. So how about this? I scream out, oh no, this must be the work of that villain Damask. Yeah, and I go, oh, that's me, the legendary Mask Damask. Yeah, and then, oh, no. Say that, and you'll be in cuffs before you can blink, Ronnie. You gotta take this more seriously. Otherwise, how are we gonna get to market to sell? What exactly are these two plotting? I don't know if we met this little kid. A boy wearing a backpack. What's he doing at a gallery on his own? Okay, so this sounds like foreshadowing for something, a little bit. I don't know what his voice is gonna be till we see him. I'm gonna give him Pearl voice right now. Sigh, she wanted to run a gallery so bad she just quit the industry. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Does this boy know the owner of the gallery, perhaps? Okay, that was new. Oh, there's some more comments over on YouTube. Opinion says, ultimate by T4T couple. I love that. I don't even know what that means. I know what bi means. I don't know what T for T means. I'm not cool in relationship jargon. Said, wish they actually had a role here other than funny reference for a scene. It's a nice little cameo though. I'm hoping that Penny Nichols will be more involved than that, but she probably won't. And Opinion says, the kid is a new guy. Okay, so yeah, we'll wait till we get to know him before we decide what his voice is going to be. Oh, and another pin message, written by Beowulf. How you doing, Beowulf? Saying, pin this please. Where is Aquarius? Why is it not in the winter wing when it's a winter sign? But again, the Pleiades isn't even a sign, so we take a look back.
T4T means trans-loving trans.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know these things. I feel like this is jargon I would get if I read a lot of fanfic, like /fic, because I have the feeling these would be like tags on, AO3, was that the name of the site that you guys are always talking about? But thank you very much for the clarification. I appreciate that, Kim. I don't know these things. But yeah, Kim, hopefully you might have already said it in the chat, but I would like to know if I can share the deets, as the kids say. That's short for details on what the collab is gonna be. Okay, so it's just claiming that it's just Taurus and Gemini. That's just a very narrow chunk of the sky, and I don't like that because Taurus and Gemini, I always look at them in the middle of the summer. Maybe they're talking about like where the sun is positioned rather than what's prominently visible in the early evening. Oh, look, the temperature. So this has got to be 27. So it's below freezing in here. 27 degrees, and this shows what each of the others are. So it's listing Aquarius as an autumn constellation for some reason. So yeah, it's probably based more, well, no, it should be based around where the sun is, because the sun blocks Gemini during most of June. Hey, wait, no. Yeah, for like the very tail end of May and then through most of June. I don't know how they're deciding it. Take it up with the devs. I'm sorry, Beowulf. But okay, can we look at the Pleiades? There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with it being hollow on the inside. Is it hollow on the inside? Here's the thing, the Pleiades are sometimes called the Seven Sisters. That's what should be in there. Ah! Thank you, Nora, for the Tomcat. Does that mean I need to read the chat? I'll read some chat. I was gonna teach you guys about astronomy. That the Pleiades is the Seven Sisters, so there should be sisters in there. Let's say a group of 7 stars just off the side of Taurus, known to some as Subaru. See, it's like I said. That's the Japanese word for it. A good way to find the Pleiades, if you ever want to find it in the sky, if you can see Orion, look at the 3 stars in Orion's belt and like connect the dots. And depending which way you go, like if you go down and to the left, you'll reach the brightest star in the sky, Sirius. But if you go up and to the right, it's a bit farther away, but you'll eventually reach the Pleiades. It kind of looks like a mini dipper, as you can see, kind of like that. It's really, really kind of squished together. But I should read some chat. Instead of, I'm not on the clock here. I'm not in my shift at the planetarium. I shouldn't teach you guys star stuff. Let's see. Oak says, I don't know, I haven't seen that one in like 7 years. That's older than Nora. Hidden Hand says, title screen music, epic. Huh?
Orion mentioned.
Orion Pax? Yes, Orion, the mighty hunter of the sky. Indeed. Odd that he's like, I don't know why they gave him the name Orion, because Orion is a hunter. And before he was Prime, he's not a hunter, but it's probably because it sounds like Optimus, starts with an ah. Oh, and Kim with a pin message saying, I did answer the question. Okay, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I'm so sorry, Kim, I'm so sorry. But once more, feel free to tell chat, would a mod be able to pin? Thank you so much, Vera, for pinning. Okay, so let me tell you what the collab is gonna be. It's coming up on Wednesday. Kim had an idea. She had a couple of ideas. One of them was an Ace Attorney theme thing, but apparently we can't really do that until I'm finished with this game here. But what she wants to do is it's gonna be based around one of the gacha games, I believe Reverse 1999, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Where it's gonna be a thing where she's gonna go through all the different like characters, I guess. And have you ever seen those videos where you like show a Pokemon to your grandma and she has to say what she guesses it's named or something like that? It's gonna be basically that with all the different waifus and husbandos, and I have to like guess about the character and what they are and what I think their personality and their gimmick is and things. So yeah, that should be. It's one of the gacha games. I'm probably wrong about it. Reverse 99 is one of those games. I can't remember which one because I haven't played any of them. Well, we played a little bit of Genshin. So correct me in the chat if I'm wrong there, Kim, with which game it is. Another pin message written by Beowulf, pinned by Vera, said, it's referencing astrology with the zodiac dates and which Aquarius is a winter date. I should know because I'm an Aquarius. I was born in early February. But no, what I'm talking about is, do you know the reason why that is your astrological date? It's because that is like the sun's path in the sky. I'm of course not actually moving, but it looks like it is, crosses through all the zodiac constellations. That's why we have the zodiac, because they're on the plane of the solar system there, okay? And whichever one of these constellations the sun is, it's basically based on which one the sun's kind of blocking during the daytime for kind of a given month or so long period of time. It's a bit iffy with that. That's like what that one is. And so if you are, so for example, we're talking about Gemini, the sun would be blocking Gemini, I believe I'm getting this right, for like the end of August through the end of June, right? I think that's, wait, I gotta check that, but then, no, that doesn't seem correct though. I mean, I'm gonna have to double check that that's how the astrology works with it. But anyway, thank you very much. I try not to think about astrology too much when I'm at the planetarium, to be totally honest. Let's get to the game, then I'll read some more of the chat in just a minute here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with it being hollow on the inside. There's a constellation engraved on the surface. Edgeworth, it's not a constellation. There are 88 official constellations in the night sky. The Pleiades is a star cluster, along with some explanatory text. The Pleiades, known to some as Subaru, yes, specifically to Japan. They form part of the larger constellation of Taurus. Again, kind of, it's within the boundaries of Taurus, but you don't really connect the dots with it. Although in this side, they kind of are, because like Taurus, you'll usually see kind of this capital Y is connected to it. They're doing weird crap. But why cram so many stars into one tiny part of a single constellation? I guess people in ancient times weren't hugely careful about such things. Edgeworth, people in ancient times didn't put the stars where they are. the stars did that on their own. Edgeworth, do you think like the ancient people put the stars up there? Is Edgeworth dumb about science? All right, what we got here? There are 2 large ice statues on display here. I guess these are remakes of Frost's work from 18 years back. Real eye-catching stuff. Ice sculpture is a heck of an art form, huh? It is. These are the works my father never got to see. To think that I get to see them instead, so many years later. But then again, there are so many other things that my father never got to see. Jennifer Lawrence, perhaps. Sorry to butt in while you're deep in a think hole, Milester. Yeah, sorry to butt into your think hole. Hole. But would you mind looking this way a sec? This way? Oh, he's gonna take a picture. Beautiful, just like that. Hey! Fender, really? I like how Fender has a huge smile and Edgeworth's still just like... Oh, another pin message here on Twitch. Oh, it's there's a poll as well. Oh, poll is AA name puns for characters that don't have them yet. Okay, so let's check out these options. The pin message, I'm sure, is gonna explain them. Unnecessary feelings. Oh, and that's unnecessary feelings. Oh, yep, unnecessary feelings. Tegoat for real. That's gonna be the goat for real, I think. The goat for real. Oh, Maya. There we go. Nathan Tisgum Yacht. Nathan, I'm not sure about it. Not in this game yet is Phoenix. Okay. Kinda dumb, Apollo, and Lovionora. Oh, love of Nora is Athena. Well, go ahead and cast your votes in that. Over on YouTube, Opinion is saying, T4T when describing a relationship means they're both trans. When described a person, it means they're trans and they only date other trans people. So yeah, I know so little about relationship terminology. I'm not cool. Look, I should also vote in this. Let's see. I'm gonna vote there. There we go. And let's play a little bit more of the game. Actually, no, I should read some more in the chat because I'm getting further and further behind. I'm sorry, lurkers, I will get back to the game, but you're just enjoying this wonderful little picture of Edgeworth being very awkward in photographs. Oh, no! Is it complaining that I'm not back in the game yet? Oh, AMC, thank you so much for the objection, AMC. And the poll is done, and Love of Nora won with 72% of the vote, and Nora contributing 240 channel points. Next time you gotta make it like really expensive to do that, so Nora has to drain all of her points to vote there. Let's see. Yeah, Hidden Hand saying title screen music epic. Nora said it's Irina. Was that was the girl in JoJo? Oak says, I need to rewatch JoJo. Nora said, wait, so what happened last time? Like I said, all of Frost's ice stuff melted, and so like we didn't have enough evidence, so it's just presumed, I guess, Manfred von Karma won. Oak said, I've been watching Twin Peaks with my dad at my partner's request. I need to watch that someday. I hear it's supposed to be amazing. Kim says, streamly check in, get some water on stretching, and y'all, I'll do some water right now. Thank you very much, Kim. And we were doing the shout out for Kim. Quickity says, look up, in quotes, bro. I literally had to play through the game. I'm now slightly ahead of Logan now. Logan will pass me again, though? Please, but how is that possible? Oak says, Dirk. Vera says, I miss my man. Kim says, it's always the same 2 clips. Oak says, how I've missed you. Nora says, Dirk. Vera with the lurk says, I need food. Thank you for the lurk, Vera. We'll see when you get back. Hidden Hand says, I tried to stream on Twitch, by the way, but it has horrible because I'm on mobile. Vera says, every time I see Logan's face, I'm reminded of food. When Vera gets back, we gotta have a talk. Chat, I think Vera wants to eat me. Chat, Vera wants to eat me, and I'm a little bit scared. I don't want to get eaten. Let's see, Hidden Hand said, oh, the asterisk saying bin. Oh, so bin horrible, so you're on mobile. And Oak says to Vero, is this a sign? Let's play some game here while I worry that Vero is going. Oh crap, a pin message, Logan in my tummy, yum yum. No! I'm gonna fight all the way down, and when I'm in the stomach, I'm gonna like punch your stomach line and give you an upset stomach before you can digest me. No! Let's play some game. Fender, really? Say cheese. Cheese. Please don't do that again. I don't like having my picture taken. Oh, my bad, big guy, my bad. So is this gonna be important? Will this be evidence later, like something we're gonna see in the background here? Like the harp that apparently doesn't have any strings, or the arrow here, or something like that? Had to check if this old thing was still working is all. Now that you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient. Yup, vintage model. Oh, it's a Polaroid! So we get to shake it and see it right away. You ever heard of an instant camera? We can't use the word Polaroid in the game. That is a technical brand name. We could get sued. So we'll just say instant. It develops the picture right after you take the shot. Still twists my noggin trying to think how it works. I know what an instant camera is, although I've never used one. Should have known Mr. Know-It-All would know it all. You really are your father's son. Oh, another pin message said Logan tastes like a sponge cake with no toppings. A bit dry. So if I don't drink any more water, does that mean you won't eat me anymore? What toppings should I have, Vero? Should I have toppings? Chat, if you had to eat me, what toppings would you put on me? I don't like this topic. All right, step aside. I need to get some good shots of the room here. Oh! Ew! For all his joking, he looks very serious about the pictures he's taking. He must have his own theories about the IS-7 incident. Oh, whoa! I should have been a paparazzo! These are gold! And they develop right away. Wanna see? I mean, I guess if you just used your cell phone camera, they could, like, oh, look! That's gotta be the same ice sculpture thing that Delicia Scone used. I wonder if it's the same one that even had blood on it. Well, since you've already shoved one in my face. All right, Brainiac, question. What do these two sculptures represent? They appear to represent Taurus and Gemini, two constellations best observed during winter time. Yeah, that's true. Because Orion's like up during the wintertime, and Orion's like right between the two of them, just like down in between. So yeah, that is true. So that is probably why it is. So it's probably not based on the astrology stuff with the sun blocking one. It's based on when they're well observed. I'm sorry, Beowulf. I'm so sorry. Oh, bingo! He shoots, he scores! You're a regular encyclopedia, Milester. But you know what really sucks, though, for observing constellations? My birthday since is July 3rd. The sign for that is Cancer. And the constellation of Cancer the Crab, the stars are so faint and dim that if you're, like, not really far away from the city, you can't even really see it at all. It's blank, basically. Guess that's why this is the winter wing, right? Because they have the winter star stuff on display here. Anyway, seeing as I'm the nicest old rogue on the block, that one's is yours for keepsies. Oh, thanks. Oh. Winter wing photo jotted down by organizers. Statues matching those made by the victim 18 years ago. So, the victim made these same Zodiac statues out of flavored ice for the contest 18 years ago. Oh, and a poll has appeared and a pin message. Poll says, crap, what toppings would you add to Logan if you were to eat him? I'm dreading finding what these are. Condensed milk? Is that a topping, like the powder or something? Or like you pouring the milk? How does that work? Strawberries? Ketchup. Is that supposed to be ketchup? Ketchup. Whipped cream. And I won't eat you, Logan. I was gonna vote I won't eat you, Logan, but now I need to vote ketchup because I don't know what that is. Ketchup. There you go. So thank you for the poll, and the pinned message over here on Twitch says, from Queen Katie, oh yeah, I just remembered a reminder for Logan about the big lore drop, Scone equals pharmacist, because you asked for the reminder. Oh, thank you, yes, because that'll be important. That'll somehow be important, I just know. And Opinion over on YouTube is saying, oh hey, I'm Cancer too! Nice, high five! I mean, that is a zodiac sign that's a bit unfortunately named because of, like, the disease and everything, but we're just talking about a crab. Just a little crab, and chat seemed to thirst after Dr. Krabs, and I assume other crabs, like Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. Clancy Brown voice, I'm sure everybody just wants to do him. So the victim made these same Zodiac statues. Oh, it's Edgeworth, sorry. So the victim made these same Zodiac statues out of flavored ice for the contest 18 years ago? Sure did. Lovingly crafted life-size desserts. I only ever saw the old ones in photos, though. But these are the spit of the originals. Is that the spit? Isn't that supposed to be like spit and image, they say? So this is what you wanted to show me? Yep, think Gregory would have wanted you to see him too. And I may not have had it in me to come here on my own. Sorry to drag you along. Not at all. I'm happy to be able to see where my father's final case unfolded. Oni-chan. Okay, so that was Gregory Edgeworth's final case. But the elevator in the DL6 incident, that was at the courthouse or police station or something like that, right? So it won't be the elevator here, but maybe there'll be some parallel. Oh, maybe we're gonna find a body in this elevator in the present, and it's gonna be like, oh, like my father, oh. And then we'll all get to laugh at Edgeworth's trauma. It'll be so wonderful. Oh, the poll is done, and Kethup won with 68% of the vote, almost nice, with Oak contributing 460 channel points. Second place being Whipped Cream. Oh, Tiff is over on YouTube! Says, oh, they're bonding. How cute. They're just brothers. Just a couple brothers doing brother stuff. But because they're not brothers by blood, they can still kiss on the lips. Yeah. How you doing, Tiff? And Opinion says, didn't he find a body in the elevator last game? Yeah, yes! And I remember the timing of it too, because when we were opening it, I was like joking at the time, there better not be a dead father in this elevator. Open up, oh, a dead father. So whoever we find, I just hope it's a dude who has kids. It needs to be a dead father in the elevator. That needs to be what happens every time. So thank you for remembering that. And Opinion says, that was a weird key smash. Oh, I thought that was an abbreviation, like if you effing you are only, or I don't know. It's like a really long way of saying if you know, or something like that. Not at all. I'm happy to be able to see where my father's final case unfolded. Good to hear you say so, Paleo. Let's say we grab another quick snap to commemorate this heartwarming occasion. Absolutely not! Taking a photograph of me steals a piece of my soul. All right, that was a long... Oh, and there's more! It's a statue of a rather ferocious-looking bull, not a gaze one would want to be fixed with. But then, I always taught to return a stare with a stare. Although in this case, discretion might be the better part of valor. And the twins, oh, that's already checked off, so nothing new about the twins of Gemini. It's incredible. Oh, this is new. To think such lifelike sculptures can be made from flavored ice alone. The skill required to create such works of art is almost beyond imagining. There seems to be some sort of lighting device attached to the case. If it weren't for this cordon, I could take a closer look. So yeah, it's the same thing that Delicia Sconehead. Can we walk by? Oh, we can go behind this way. This lamp appears to be made of rock salt. It's illuminating the diagram of the zodiac just above it. Yes, both Gemini and Taurus are not only zodiac signs, but constellations that are visible during winter. Winter constellations on display in the winter wing, and uniquely, these statues are made of flavored ice, just like stars. I don't know science. I wish Sir Charles the Cow was here. I mentioned before Sir Charles works with me at the planetarium, and I wish Sir Charles was here as I give out misinformation, like stars are made of ice. I mean, comets are made of ice! So it's close enough, right? I should read some more in the chat because I'm already behind. Let's see. Nora says, I was gonna say could when I'm at school, but then I realized I'm on spring break this week. Yay, nice! Congratulations. You gonna do anything fun for spring break? Is Crystal here yet? Does Crystal, do they have spring break in the Philippines? Is that a thing over there? I don't know how, I know that like school years are different in other countries. Like when we were doing Persona, I had to learn how the school year is laid out in Japan differently. Oak says, should you cannibalize Logan? Please no. Kim says, of course. Also, this reminded me I forgot to change the time for Wednesday's stream on my schedule. Crap, it's not too late. You got this, Kim. Crazy says, I bought and started really getting into Rune Factory 4 after you stream of it. Oh, nice. Are you enjoying it? Have you picked a waifu and or husbando? Crystal with the lurk. How you doing, Crystal? Okay, so Crystal is here. We can find her hopefully when she gets back, if she has a spring break. Another poll, paid. What toppings would you put on Logan? More toppings. Pepperoni, sausage, hot dogs, another Logan, or nothing. Yum. Dry longa. Cast your votes, chat. Quickita says, yes, join the Rune Factory 4 world. Kim says, never mind, I didn't even put the times on my schedule. Brain died. Nora said, it's Reichstall. It's Reichstall. Crystal, you're Reichstall now. Crystal says to Crazy, welcome in. How's Rune Factory 4 so far? Crazy says, I'm really enjoying it. And Hidden Hand says, burgers. Crazy says, I'm trying to date Forte. Well, because we decided that she's voiced by Erin Fitzgerald, right? So she is acceptable. All right, let's play a little bit more of, hang on, wait. We got some more stuff over here on YouTube as well. Tiff says, how does he know they're flavored? Edgeworth, did you lick the sculptures? Be honest. We won't be mad if you did. We just want to know. Well, it's too bad there's not a zodiac constellation of a tiger, because I don't know about you, whenever you get like a snow cone, one of my favorite to get is tiger's blood. And it's like a fruit thing. But then it could be a tiger flavored like tiger's blood. And oh yeah, you know that he's been licking them. Or maybe he just assumed, maybe Edgeworth is one of those people who thinks water has a flavor. You know, like, oh no, I cannot drink Arrowhead bottled water. It's too spicy for me. Let's see. And then Opinion says, can we get a poll on how well you'd like your Logan done? So Opinion, I guess at least wants to cook me. That's probably good. So you won't get a disease. I'm not like disease ridden, but I'm sure there's probably still diseases you could get from eating a raw Logan. So I guess next is how you want me cooked. According to the pamphlet we received, the ones in the other rooms are made of crystal glass. Ice might be rather fitting for the summer wing too. Who doesn't like a nice snow cone on a sunny day? But then it would probably be too similar to this room, I suppose. To whom am I speaking? Who am I telling these ideas to? Can I speak with you, Fender? Miles Areno, mind if I ask you something? Of course! But why are you brushing the side of my cheek with the back of your hand? Oh, Eddie, we can't do this, no. I was wondering, do you think we're allowed to take pics in here? You already have been, Fender. You didn't check. Well, I don't see any signs, and we're not told not to, so I suppose it's probably okay? Oh, good, because even if it wasn't, I was planning to grab my shots anyway. Oh, the poll is done, and Pepperoni won with 69% of the vote. Nice. Queen Katie contributing 2,330 channel points. So what was second place? Oh, it was another Logan. So here's what it's going to be. It's going to be, no, never mind. I was going to make a gross joke about pepperonis, but I won't. I will refrain. Gregory always wanted to see the place, and what Gregory wants. Gregory, isn't that's a song, right? What Lola wants, Lola gets, yeah? My father, what would he have noticed if he were here? Perhaps if he had the chance to see it, that trial might have... No! What's happened? Okay, so it sounds like that trial, it wasn't just his last case, that was the trial he died during. So it's not that he lost the case, he didn't let his client down. He was killed during that case. Okay. We're learning more. What does the sign for Castor and Pollux say? Every year in December, countless shooting stars can be seen emanating from this constellation. Yeah, we call that the Geminid meteor shower. Castor and Pollux were two brothers who loved one another as much, or so much, that they became stars after they died. Yeah, just like what happened in Persona. There's an enormous block of ice on display here. There's some explanatory text engraved on it. Castor and Pollux. Every year in December, countless shooting stars can be seen emanating from this constellation. Oh, wait, who? Oh, yeah, that was Edward saying, but now it's her. So then Damask needs to. Yes, and then I, ... Oh, I can't wait to rob things and commit crimes, oh. But in Edgeworth Investigations 2, wasn't there like a second mask Damask, like somebody else had taken up the mantle? So now we're saying Ron Delight is taking it back? I wish these two would stop talking so loudly. It's difficult to concentrate. You're not noticing they're planning crimes, Edgeworth? Never mind. I'll just go take a look at some other exhibit. Anything else? Anything else we can click on? We're gonna back of these things. So I think we got every. Oh, maybe we need to. Can we go in there and look at the? No, we can't. Yeah, we can't get in there to look at the machine. Can't look at the river. Okay, so I guess we're finally gonna advance the plot. Oh, here's what happened. I'm gonna have a sip of water now. We'll read some chat. Oh, there's a poll. Is this opinions poll that was requested over on YouTube? Paid poll. Oh no, this is different. Favorite thing that frightens Logan. So we'll maybe I guess do cooking later. Is Boo being behind in chat? Tomcat, his own eyes, or women? I mean, I like women. Women are nice. A pin message written by Oak, pinned by Vera, said, Logan, we have a lot of poll suggestions right now, so be prepared, please, pin. Okay, opinion, it may take a little while to get to yours then from the sound of it. Let's see, Tiff says, 1 vote for medium rare. I like well done. And then Tiff also says, Caster, ... crying. And Vero over on YouTube said, wait, where's the poll? Well, I don't think, can we do polls on YouTube as well? Is that how that works? But I do need to read some more comments in chat, because we're somehow almost an hour into stream, and I'm sure I'm already getting behind. Queen Katie says, I myself have been insane about the game so far, but I finally got all of the cooking tools. Nora said, watch the TikToks I send you to Crystal, or as her name apparently now is Rickstal. Isn't that what it was? Queen Katie said, nice. Me, I'm trying to romance Vishnal, who is very dense. Every day I confess to him. Well, stop giving him turnips. You don't like that, Queen Katie? Nora said, Queen Katie, you also watch the TikToks in the group chat. Said neither of you watch the TikToks I said. I feel like I'm behind on memes since I don't check TikTok anymore. I really don't think they're ever going to give me my account back. And the poll is done, and women won with 47% of the vote. Oh, contributing 40 channel point. You hear that? Women won. Finally, a win for women with Boo in second place with 40% of the vote. Let's see. Nora says, hey, so can someone tell me what's happening, because why is Miles here again? Because we finished the flashback. And so now we're just in the present, I guess, looking at things. Oak said the flashback ended temporarily, I think. If I had to guess, we're probably going to go back and forth a little bit, but I don't know. Nora says, okay. Oak says, yeah. As Logan said, Greg failed. And died, apparently, during this investigation. Atlantic says, hey, how you doing, Atlantic? Nora says, a hawk. A hawk? A hawk. Nora says, a hawk. Atlantic says, a little under 10 minutes late. Crap, was that 10 minutes? That can't have been 10 minutes. I'd be really far. I'd be like 45 minutes behind already if that was 10 minutes. Oak said, we forgive you, Atlantic. Nora said, people are outraged that Teddy is going to be in the P4 remake. I am very outraged at that. It's inappropriate. Quickita said, by the way, Logan is now on page 3 of my guide. How many pages did you say this one has? Like 9 or something? Oak said, why? Teddy is the goat. No. Oak, Teddy is the bear. Like that's the type of animal he is. He's a bear. Nora said, I am people. I am one of those people. Oak said, Teddy should be in every game. Put Teddy in this game. And we got the Blue Badger. Oh, Oak has never met the Blue Badger before. Oak, the Blue Badger is the police's mascot in this game. And the Blue Badger does a sexy, sexy dance. Nora says, I hate Teddy. Atlantic said, no, just my bed for real. Said Nora, more for me. And Oak says, they have a different Teddy, but it just isn't the same. And then Atlantic says, Teddyverse. And Quicken said, don't get your hopes up, Logan. Oh, that was pinned earlier. Okay, so play a little bit more. Huh? So it should be 27 degrees based on the pamphlet that we saw, right? And I can't seem to find the temperature controls you mentioned. They're behind the panel, bro. Oh, yeah, it's a little tricky if you don't know where it's at. Here, I'll have it open for you in a jiffy. It's gonna... Huh? Oh, dang thing's locked. Oh, it's probably so that people won't tamper with it and melt the ice. That makes sense, I guess. Wouldn't want the visitors cranking up the thermostat and melting the art. According to the pamphlet, the winter wing is kept at a constant 27 degrees. Oh, wee, that's colder than a snowman's cold bits. I'm talking about his private parts. I mean, a human being, those emanate warmth, but no, a snowman, they're ice cold. I'm gonna freeze to death in here. Guess there's only one thing for it. Somebody's getting a snuggle. It's you, Miles. Come on in. Get warming up with body heat. Hey, what's with the icy stare? You want me to freeze to death? No! That's all I have to say. Oh, they're looking right at me. It's weird when they break the fourth wall. Oh, and another poll has appeared. Y'all weren't kidding when you said that there's gonna be a lot of polls. Another paid poll. I love how it's paid. It's paid with points. I don't get any money for this. Said, would you eat Logan? Yes. Nah, he would taste bad. I would rather eat Miles. In all caps, I love cannibalism. Or make a longa cooking tut? Make a longa cooking tut. What's a cooking tut? I'm gonna say, nah, I would taste bad, you guys. Don't eat me, I'd taste bad. Oh, pin message written by Hidden Hand, pinned by Vero. What was that? Oh, better name, Wes G1. Thank you so much for the follow. So if you're new here, let me give you the rundown on everything. My name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game,
Tutorial.
Oh! Tut was short for tutorial. Thank you very, very much, Vera, for the 10 bits and for the clarifications. That's what tut means in the poll. But yes, better name. As I was saying, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We're alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, and Metaphor Refantasio. So tomorrow's Monday. Monday's the day we'll post our schedule for the week on Discord. Then next week, we'll have Metaphor on Tuesday, some more Ace Attorney on Thursday. We're also doing a collab during the daytime on Wednesday with Kim here in the chat. And so you can check out Discord for more info. So since you're new, in fact, let me give you the link tree in case someone hasn't already. That has a Discord link, what my TikTok would be if it hadn't gotten hacked and the hacker then changed the username. But yeah, and the other thing to let you know is that I do read every comment in chat. I just sometimes get very far behind. I am currently very far behind. So we scroll to the bottom and see if you've written anything. So if you have right now, like written saying hi, I can respond to it. And I don't see it, which is fine. Feel free to lurk. Feel free to talk with our awesome people in the chat. Feel free to get frustrated with how easily I'm distracted from the game and talking with the chat. If you do feel like talking, I would love to know how you found us here. Like, are you an Ace Attorney fan? And, or like something else? And may I call you better name for short, if that's okay. Let me have a sip of water here. Okay, now let's play some game and then I'll be back to the chat in just a little bit. Alrighty, I got the shots I wanted. Shall we scoot on over to another wing and see what's cooking? Might as well do the full tour while we're here. I suppose so. Are we gonna see more cameos in each room? Ah! Yo, yeah! Hi! Oh! Did someone find a body? Please be in the elevator. Please be in the elevator. Please be a dead father in the elevator. What was that? That sounded like someone screaming upon discovering a dead father in an elevator. I know that sound very well. That came from the fountain room. Come on, let's go see what's up. Oh, the poll is done, and I'd rather eat Miles won with 54% of the vote. Crystal contributing 190 channel points. And in second place was, in all caps, I love cannibalism. Like a Federer holds. Oh, no! No! Larry, no! Larry, you monster, no! Larry, no! Also, it looks like Gusto's dead. Larry, you monster. April 2nd, Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. I like Edge without a breath here. Oh, and a pin message, Larry, you monster. Indeed. Let me read a little bit more here in the chat. Oh, and over on YouTube, Vera said, no, I mean the poll suggestion. Oh, the poll suggestion was from Opinion just asking how you would like your longa cooked. So I assume it'd be like rare, medium, well done, raw, burned to a crisp, I don't know, stuff like that. Tiff says, well done. You've lost my respect, Logan. I can stand like a little bit of pink, but I'm a germaphobe. I worry about the blood. Let's see, AMC says Chaos. How you doing, AMC? I think this is the first time I've seen you over on YouTube. Said, I wonder if he would notice. And said, why not freeze to died? Defed? Tiff says, defed. And Tiff says, Logan, you don't have to say sometimes get behind in chat. You always get behind in chat. That is a good point. I think I've said sometimes get behind in chat so many times that it lost me. It used to be sometimes. I used to get caught up on occasion. So that is a very good point, Tiff. And then AMC says dead. Over here on Twitch, Nora says, okay, so no spoiler, but what I'm gonna, but where I'm at in Omori right now is pink-haired Aubrey, and I hate everything, and I want to go back to silly times. Aw, yeah, whenever you're in faraway town, there's angst. There's angst times. But that means you've met the Devil's Whirlpool. And hidden hand with a clip. Okay, for anyone lurking, or who doesn't know the deal, anytime someone posts a clip in the chat, we load up the clip viewer to watch it all together, and this will also help me know how far behind I am. Crap, it says an hour behind. I'm already an hour behind. This does not bode well, especially since, according to the time, I am 1 hour and 1 minute and 11 seconds into the stream. At 1 hour and 1 minute, I am an hour behind in chat. That is not good. This clip is titled, Why So Slow? At his job. Well, what with the ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit of a rough patch. Do you like how I slowed down there? Because the text slowed down. It wasn't me doing it.
In fact, that it
at his job. So thank you very much, Hidden Hand, for the clip. I appreciate that. And a new poll has appeared. Oh, is this Opinion? Opinion, I think your poll is here. How would you like your Logan cooked? Fried, grilled, roasted in an oven, pan-seared, or raw? I'm gonna say raw, because that means I might still be alive. You know, it could be like, aren't there parts of Asia where they eat like octopus or squid that's like still alive and still wriggling around? That could be me. You could mukbang me, chat. I should never say that phrase again. Crazy says, I need to get into Omori. It's a really good game. I recommend it anyway. Oak says, whoa, did they update mobile Twitch clips again? Did they? Nora says to Crazy, no, don't do it. Queegaty says, ad quote, ice is transitory. It is, though. Oak said to Nora, it's not even that sad. Queegaty says, I heard that and went trans ice. And then then Nora says, no, but it is so anxiety-inducing. But it's also a game about, to a certain extent, about anxiety. Queegaty says, oh, snap, BRB, I just remembered something. And Nora said, Queegaty, yes. Crazy says, I want to play Your Turn to Die as well, so I can enjoy games that give anxiety. That's a good, I keep waiting for the final part of that to release. Oak says, you were sad because you were in a bright, colorful world with fun playgrounds and such. Wait, never mind, I'm good. Veer with the Unlurk says, I'm here with food. And then Nora says, Crazy, there are like 50,000 trigger warnings. Says, yes, because I want my silly little world back. Oak says, part one is honestly just bad. I'm saying this as a JoJo fan. It's not like awful. Well, it feels like they hadn't really figured out what the show was going to be. It seemed like it's going to be ancient Victorian vampire hunting, and they had even in part two when it's like you get the pillar men, but it's all about hamon and breathing techniques, and then like part three it's something like stands. There we go, we figured this out. Hidden Hand says 2 seconds of chat reading. Nice. Oak said it's just not that great. Nora says to Vero, can I have a shout out because I'm a sad girl, not currently sad, just sad girl in general, and also I'm also awesome. Oak said, wait, being a sad girl gets you shout outs? Vera said, what's your account name again? Queegaty said, nice, could you pin my message earlier about not letting Logan's hopes get too high? And Oak says, does a depression diagnosis count for that? Okay, we should play some game. I need to have a sip of water, and then we'll play some game. There we go. April 2nd, Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. Oh! See, we were just letting Miles catch his breath. He was so exhausted running the 20 feet from in there to out here. There's someone on the ground! And is that... Larry! Larry! What are you doing here? Actually, never mind that. What on earth is going on? Edgy! Oh, you should have seen it. It was awful.
I knew I should have added air fried. I forgot.
Oh, because the poll is done. So thank you for those 10 bits, Vero, and for drawing my attention to it. The poll's done with Fried one, with Hidden Hand contributing 80 channel points, and Raw in second place with 25% of the vote. What is the deal with air fryers? Like, everybody became obsessed with them not too long ago. I don't know if I've ever had an air fryer food before. Maybe, I don't even know what it is, technically. You should have seen it. It was awful. Just calm down and tell me why there is an unconscious, but I assume still living, man on the floor. I didn't do anything. He just fell down in front of me. Hey, wait, I know this guy. I like how his hair is gray now. So, hey, Delicious Scone has not aged in 18 years. That is odd. And what was her name again? Bound? I think her hair is longer? Does that make sense? 18 years passed, I guess your hair would get a little longer? That was her again. Is everything all right? Don't you know it's rude to make a racket in an art gallery, you naughty boys? Wait, this smell. I know that smell. Estrogen, menstruation. There are women folk near. Oh, it's just you, Fender. Oh, I'm sorry. He's still breathing, but I know these symptoms. Oh, is it a heart attack? Oh, is it a poison? Oh, it's maybe poison gas. It's not safe, Miles. We need to get everybody out of here. Everyone with me! There isn't a moment to lose. Oh. There's a poison gas coming out of that room. For someone dealt it, and we best not smell it. Oh.
Is Fender on his period?
Apparently. That's, you know what I've heard. I don't know if this is true or not. I've heard that if you're camping and you have a period, that you I don't know why I've heard this. I've heard that like you should take your tampons or your maxi pad or whatever and put it in a mason jar and bury it, because supposedly period blood will attract bears. They'll come like sniffing around. Well, a buddy of mine, Russ, when he was the one who told me about this, when he found out about it, he just was laughing for weeks. And oh no, it wasn't even the blood. It was your urine. That's what it was. It was like if you're on your period, you had to pee into a mason jar and bury it. I mean, so I guess yes, because that's what he would always shout. It's like, bears, bury your urine, is what he would always shout. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about stuff such as blood and urine, because those are gross fluids of the body. There's poison gas coming from out of that room. Oh, running outside. Oh, running. But I'm going to stay in here. April 2nd, 10:42 a.m. Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. So is this after they cleared the gas out? Okay, I gotta give him credit. Larry has a fun walk, the way his head bobs back and forth. You know what it reminded me a little bit of? Oak's still here, right? Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, when you had the funny walk animations with Gojo and was it Gato, and they'd be walk. I don't know. I like that type. They have some swing, some sway to the walk. How's the victim doing, Fender? Okay, so maybe he's still alive. Let me read some more in the chat. Nora says, Nora, username Quickita said, thank you, Vero. Crazy says, I also got into Tomodachi Life again. I mainly put in Persona characters in this time. That looks like a fun game. I've never played it, but it looks like fun. Hidden Hand said, ... Nora says, one of my favorite clips. And then Nora said, darn straight, not you. Anyways, and Vera says, oh my gosh. Beowulf says, hello, lonely man. Beowulf, how you doing? Quickita says, do you want name facts for the delights? That was pinned earlier. And Vera says, rest well. Nora said something happened on the other side 4 days ago and I'm tweaking out. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I sent you some pictures of my reaction to Oak. Nora said, I recognize those two from seeing bloopers of the anime. And Vera said, they've been married. Quickita said, I don't know. I usually just refer to them as the delights because I ship them so hard they're married. Okay, I thought maybe that was like an official thing on the wiki, that like there was some trivia that they'd got married or something like that. And a pinned message written by Queen Katie, pinned by Vera, said, well, since she's here now, Scone's nicknames. Oh, here we go. Scone's nicknames for everyone in the fan translation so far, not including the victim because I haven't shared his name yet. Ray was for Raymond, because Eddie Fender's name was Raymond, so it's Ray. Greggy, there we go. Jeffy for Jeff Master / Samson, Jeffy K. And then Katie for Kate / Judy. Gusty for Gustavia. Baddie for Bad. Forensies for the forensics guy. Manny for Manfred. That's everybody so far other than the victim. I mean, some are really good. I mean, I feel like Jeffy and Gusty are a little bit just like, Forensies, though. That's fun. Sounds like you're saying frenzies. Vero, frenzy. Frenzy, Vero. Let me check YouTube chat real quick. There's actually a bunch of chatting going on YouTube. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Tiff says, I'm surprised no one could smell Larry, since when something stinks, it's always the butts. Opinion says, why would you rather be eaten alive than eaten dead? That sounds painful, because then I can stay alive a little longer and I can fight back and maybe escape. Maybe like when the person's like chewing on my fingers, I can just like break them off and run for it or something like that. Or maybe I can ruin their meal, but like, oh, you're eating me? You're eating my arm there? Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna eat some of my there. You're not gonna have this because it'd be gross when it's in my stomach. I'm just ruin the meal like that. That's my plan now. Tiff says, quote, you can mukbang me, chat, end quote. Logan 2025. I almost started doing things like, like adding things on the end like mukbang me senpai or mukbang me daddy or something like that. Tiff said, since we're talking about Your Turn to Die, I don't know if you know about them, but on the Steam version, there are small little episodes you can play. Some of them have games in them. I didn't know this. One of them is Anzu focused as well. I was so sad when she... I'm not going to say for spoilers, but I liked Anzu. She was adorable. Opinion says, I don't think I've ever seen an air fryer IRL. I don't know if I have either, except like in a store. I think I saw some like at Walmart once, like during Christmas time, but they were like in a box. Tiff says, could be fun extra Steam idea if you want to get into Your Turn to Die for a bit. I think I'll probably wait till the next part releases, just so that like we can do it all at once maybe. But thank you for letting me know, because I didn't know about that stuff. Uppity said, oh yeah, Delicia is probably just immortal, I think. AMC says, air fry is just a mini oven. Tiff says, but good that this chapter happened on April 2nd, because if it happened the day before, nobody would have believed Edgeworth. That's a good point. And so close to holidays, the other one was Christmas Eve. This is the day after April Fool's. Is there a word for the day after April Fool's Day? Like internet goes back to normal day? And then Tiff said, don't know what that but is about, ... Oh, the butt at the beginning of that one there is a Larry Butt's butt. And a pinned message over on YouTube saying, okay, who farted so hard that it made the fart? I'm assuming that it was like the poison gas, but I like the idea of who farted so hard that it made the fart. There's a fart. Who farted the fart? Because that's where farts come from. Farts come from farts. Let me have a sip of water. Hang on. Like I said, it's really warm in here tonight, so I'm drinking a lot of water. But thank you for the pinned message. Let's see. Nora says to Oak, something happened. Oh, I read that. Vera said they're both delights. They're both like in name, and they're both delightful. Who was it that was in love with Ron Delight? Was that Prince Paul? Quickett said, wait, it literally lists her name as Delight. What do you mean, Logan? They're already married. I had forgotten then. Vera's laughing. Oh, there's a clip. Okay, let's check out this clip, and then we will get back to the game. Let me load this up with the clip viewer, so if nothing else, I can see the timestamp to see how far behind I am. Still lists as 1 hour behind, darn it. And it's listed as titled Logan's Brand. So let's watch this.
Also remember that loneliness is just your brand. You don't need to be lonely off stream.
I mean, I'd like to stop being lonely, but unfortunately, I'm not a farmer, and all the TV commercials say you don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. And I'm like, well, I can't go there. It's only for farmers. I should start farming. Then I can stop being lonely. It just sounds like a good plan to me. I've tried everything else. I've tried talking to girls. I've tried not talking to girls. And, you know, both with the same results. Okay, here, let's play a little bit more. How's the victim doing, Fenda? Oh, not good. He inhaled a lot of gas. He's still out, and it sounds like it's pretty serious. But the paramedic said there are no signs of external injury and that he was conscious before it happened. With the
Time to play Rune Factory 4 to get girls.
Well, this is just me personally. I would prefer real girls. I am not like Hifumi in Danganronpa, all about the 2D girls. I mean, 2D girls are fine. No disrespect to people who have 2D waifus. I personally would like a real girl. Turns out, though, that real girls don't like me. So it's not a compatible match. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that. Anyway, he's alive, just barely. He's lucky we found him when we did. So are we not gonna find a dead father in the elevator? But like I said, he's not out of the woods yet. They put him in the medical room with a specialist. Okay, there's still a chance. Maybe the medical room, you have to take the elevator, get there, and in transit, he'll die in the elevator. Let's look at the pamphlet to see where the medical room is. Oh wait, no, it's this one here. Well, we have a security room and we have reception. I don't see a medical room at all. Also, that's added to the court record, I forgot. Statues matching those made by the victim 18 years ago, okay? I see. I couldn't help noticing that it seemed like you knew him, Fender. The clue was when you shouted out, "Hey, I know that man." Sure do, that was Carmelo Gusto. He was here back when the whole IS-7 thing went down. The confectioner? So he was here 18 years ago, too? Any hoozles? You like that? I'm trying to make that a thing. You think I can make any hoozles happen? This guy here seems like he's in rude health. Old pal of yours, Miles Arena? Oh, talking about Larry. Yes, something like that. I'm glad you're okay, Larry. Something like that? Are you serious, Edgy? Huh?
L stands for in a medical room.
Wait, EL stands for medical room. Was there an EL somewhere on that map that I didn't notice? Security. Oh, instead of elevator, it's the medical elevator. Oh, good eye. Good catch, Vera. I think you're onto something. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. You've known me since elementary school. Crush a guy's feelings, why don't you? Anyhow, any hoodles? Is that what we're supposed to say now? You know you're supposed to call me Maurice Donim when I'm dressed like this. So no more Larry, okay? Got that? This is Larry Butts. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's one of my only friends from back when we were little kids. Ever since he developed a passion for art, he's been trying to make it big as Maurice Donim. But new name or not, he's still the same old Larry. Oh, whoa, grade school buddies. I need to go tell Gregory about this. He'll be over the moon to hear you have a pal. He was always worried you'd never click with anybody. Hear that, Edgy? You're lucky to have a friend like me. I never knew I was the cause of such worries for my father. Never mind that now, Larry. What are you doing here? Maurice, Edgy! How many times do I have to tell you? It's Maurice. What are you doing here?
I honestly think Miles met Larry in games he's in more than Phoenix did, and Phoenix is the one who lives in the same country while Miles is in Europe most of the time.
I mean, I think we can take that as a tender mercy for Phoenix, right? I still just... Okay, to be fair, I feel like I'd rather see Larry show up than Wendy O'Bag. But like, only just barely. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, I appreciate it. I should read some more in the chat though. Nora says to Oak, she says, did you see my tweak out? Hidden Hand says, Logan, you need to read chat because it has been a million years since you did. I'm trying. Nora said, when does this game take place? Did somebody say like 2018 or something like that? 2018, 2019, something like that? Quickita says, fun fact, I'm pretty sure Beowulf has the exact same rant about the stars in this room as you did. And then Nora said, because Cody was like 9 in the first game. Oh, so yeah, he'd be like, he'd have aged a bit. And a pin message here, written by Queen Katie, pinned by Vera, said, a quote from Miles had in the fan translation about Larry, but a butts by any other name would smell just as much. I like that. It's Shakespearean. Too bad they couldn't have gone with that in this game. And like the official one, because it was already in the fan one. Thank you very much. That was a fun one. Quickita says, or read that. Hidden Hand says, guys, I think he forgot chat exists or he's just not wanting to read. No, I'm just bad at this, Hidden Hand. Nora said, just give him your Cody voice, or that works. What was the Cody voice? I don't even remember what it was. Beowulf says, that was pinned earlier. Quickita said, yeah, that's the Beowulf rant I was talking about. And Quickita says, the annoying part for me is how there's 3 signs in each room, but not the winter and autumn. Kim says, it's used a lot in fandoms a lot, but also just common queer language. Veer says, like how February is 28 days. Nora said, so black as it can be. I'm tired. Are you there, Oak? Hidden Hand says, pin if you want. Logan, do you hate Twitch chat or something? You haven't been reading it. I don't think they should actually be pinned, but if you want, I'm reading it. I'm just behind on it. Vera said, the Cody voice, I'm pretty sure, is the sniffly one. Oh crap, but that's the voice we gave to Kay. So we can't do that then. Thank you, Vera. Wow, good memory. We gotta be consistent. Like, we gotta limit it as much as possible to one voice assignment per voice per game. So thank you for the heads up on that. Let's see. Nora said that'll get him to chat. Hidden Hand says, or that works. Vera said he would feel bad laughing. Quicket said they actually wrote stuff on the side of it. It was just a pile of pixels during my DS playthrough. Kim says, I did answer the question, but once more, feel free to tell chat. Mod be so kind of pinned. Quick Katie with the timestamp 26:36. Crap, I am 55 minutes behind. How is this happening? Nora says, is Oak dead? Kim says, thanks. Vera salutes. And then Beowulf with a pin message. Nora says, oh my gosh, peak. Kim said, close enough laughing is Honkai Star Rail. So sorry, it's not Reverse 1999. Sorry about that. It's Honkai Star Rail for the collab coming up on Wednesday during the daytime. So if you guys have been playing Honkai Star Rail, and if you know the characters, you can check that out. Let me have some water, hang on. Let's see, over on YouTube, AMC says, no. Opinion says, I always feel kind of bad for characters, just meant to be completely unserious comedic relief with no arc or anything. I hope Larry finds a woman as weird as he is. I hope that whoever he ends up with loves him for who he is and is not tricked into the relationship by him pretending to be something he's not. Is that fair? Opinion says, Logan, did you know some people ship Larry with Gumshoe? Do you know what that ship name is? Gummy Butts? Butt gum? Butt gum? Gummy butt. I'm gonna say gum butt. Gum butt. Gum butts. Is that what it's? Gum butts? Let's go with that. Let's see. Oak says, oh, that was a poll earlier. Nora says, I know nothing about her except for Ashawan, and then I met Black Swan's voice actor. Oak says, oh, hey, I have a song called Orion. Nora says, unnecessary feelings. Quickita said, man, this truly is the perfect Ace Attorney case for Logan. Is it? Larry's here now. Nora says, did you see my tweak out from earlier? Oak said, wait, what happened? I was distracted thinking of bad puns. Nora said, I will send SS over Discord. Quickita said, Logan yapping about stars. And Oak says, no, I put the stars there. Nora says, check DC. Hidden Hand says, I'm gonna gamble. And Hidden Hand says, epic photo. Okay, there's another clip. We'll check it out in a minute, but I gotta play some game now. Because here's the problem, I've been reading chat so much that we're neglecting the game, and Edgeworth's having a stare down with Larry. What are you doing here? Hey, what's with the demon eyes? It's just his normal eyes, bro. All right, I'll talk. Just stop looking at me like that. Good, now talk. You wanna know why I'm here? Why the heck do you think? For my art, of course. It's for a woman. There's some girl here that he's into. I wonder if it's bound. I don't think he'd be into Delicia. Oh, and I'm coming on a date here with Lulu soon, so I thought I'd better scope the place out. Lulu, crap. Is this someone we've heard about before? Is this a new girl? So, not actually for your art at all. Oh, Laurie's my man, an artist and a romantic. You'll have to introduce me to this lady friend of yours. Let me guess, it's like, well, I mean, she doesn't know we're going on a date yet. She doesn't even know we're dating. She doesn't even know that we love each other, but we do. Oh, sure. It's nice to have somebody take an interest for once.
Scones would remind him of his mom, Bikini Love.
They are a very similar type, like visually speaking. Didn't you guys say, somebody said that Bikini, the reason why she was so short was like to save memory on that game or something like that? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Spare me. Oh, by the way, Lauricio, did you notice anything when you found the victim? Nothing in particular. Didn't you say you'd seen something awful? Oh, that! The old guy, he just appeared and then splat. He was on the floor, it scared the life out of me. But for once, I had nothing to do with any of it. Don't look so proud. That's the least we should be able to hope for. Crap. Does she have another dead body in the cart? I'm still convinced that she was transporting a dead body in the cart before. Honored guests, I can only apologize for the trouble you've experienced. I'm Judy Bound, the gallery manager. Another person from the IS-7 incident. No, that voice is too similar to Edgeworth's. I gotta get a better voice for her. Let me check some more at the chat here, because I am so far behind. Oh, hang on, my phone's like buzzing here. Oh, it's just spam. Oak with another clip. Let me load this one up, the clip viewer, so we can watch this clip together and see if I'm getting any closer to catching up. This clip from Oak is titled, crap, it's an hour ago again, is titled Fender's Freak. Okay, let's see what that is. Sorry to butt in while you're deep in a think hole, Milester. Yeah, sorry to butt into your think hole. Hole. But would you mind I'm so dumb. But thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't have said any of that. That was so dumb. But thank you. AMC says game. And Queen Katie with the timestamp 33:33. I'm still so far behind. Nora said I have 4 channel points left. That's when... Okay, when Nora has only 4 channel points like this, that's when we have a poll where it's like, do we like Athena Sykes, yes or no? And you allow for like lots of extra voting, and all of us vote no, and then she can only vote like a couple of times for yes. That's what we should do now that Nora is almost out of channel points. Nora says, to Oak, anime tomorrow, since you never responded to my messages to Todsy. AMC says context. Vera said Logan is in my tummy, yum yum. Queen Gator said I only stopped till right after the spoiler clip moment so far. So when I post the clip maybe tonight, you will know how far I got into case 3 so far. Oh, and there's the poll. Okay, so everybody just vote no. Just vote no. No, we don't like Athena Sykes. And there's not going to be anything that Nora can do about that. Oh, wait, crap. Are other people voting yes? No. Other people shouldn't vote yes. This is vote no. This is an evil plan. This is a bad guy villain plan that we're doing here. Let's see. Over on YouTube, Opinion says Gumshoe's first name and Larry's last name. Oh. It's the first name of Detective Dick Gumshoe and the last name of Larry Butts. I see what people did there. I see. It's much worse than gummy butt. Thank you very much. In my head, I will still just think gummy butt then. But thank you very much for the clarification on that. And everybody, do it. Vote no in the poll on Twitch. Let's see. And then Nora says, add quote chat. I think Vera wants to eat me. Nora says, cannibalism allegations confirmed. Hidden Hand said, Logan, I will protect you. Thank you, Hidden Hand. And Vera adds a quote. And there's another poll redeemed. Said, favorite things frighten Logan. Oak says, wasting my points on this. Vera said, Logan tastes like sponge cake with no toppings, a bit dry. Nora says to Oak, I know which one of those scares me the most. Oak said to Nora, yeah, it's Boo, probably. Nora said, oh, okay. Said, ... no. Humans, Oak says, humans are supposed to take like pork. I almost made a grave misspelling there. You still made a misspelling. They take like pork. Vera said, maybe that should be a poll. And then Nora said, I taste like jelly beans. AMC says, condensed milk. Quickita said, oh yeah, I just remembered.
Speaking of Larry ships, I saw one person shipping him with Kristoff, where it's something where he's trying to get closer to Phoenix's friends and exploit them for his advantage, but ends up genuinely enjoying his company.
Oh!
So how?
That's a fun dramatic twist. I kind of like that. Maybe it's because like Kristoff is so polar opposite from Larry that opposites attract. I kind of like that. So I gotta breathe for a second. I've been talking like nonstop for the last hour and a half. But did you think Larry would visit him in prison? Anyway, the poll's still going, by the way. And thank you for the 10 bits. The poll's still going. Everybody, come on, vote no in the poll. Nora doesn't have any points to vote yes anymore. Evil laughter. Let's see. And yeah, Queen Kita said, oh yeah, I just remembered. Reminder for Logan about the big lore drop. Scone equals pharmacist, because he asked for a reminder. And thank you again, Queen Katie. Hidden Hand says, I would not eat you, Logan. Please, Pinlaw. Thank you, Hidden Hand. Nora says to Oak, I'm trying to figure out what it could have been. Oak says, pork. I clicked the wrong letter for a moment. And Queen Kita said, Vero, could you pin that reminder for Logan? Nora says, oh. Oak says, at the end of it. And Nora says, oh, that would be bad, very bad. Oak says, humans are not supposed to taste like that. Nora says, I should hope not. Oak says, dang, I have too many polls today. And Nora said, I don't even think that has a taste, but actually, I don't want to have this conversation. And the poll is done, and no has won with 75%. And Oak contributing 500 channel points. Well, it turns out the community has democratically decided together that we don't like Athena Sykes anymore. I'm sorry. Over on YouTube, Opinion says, I love amazing / horrible ship names. And Bacon is here saying, I've arrived! And then a message redacted right away. And said, so, what we doing? Well, Someone passed gas and nearly killed a man, and now we, I guess, are gonna investigate and find out who. But how you doing, Sir Bacon? Let's play a little bit of the game. Another person from the IS-7 incident. Good to see you, Judes. Hey, Jude. Oh, she's got like a fan. So what should her voice be? I really don't know. We're just gonna give her like, oh, Mr. Fender, it's always a pleasure. She's gonna be like a bit more over-exaggerated like that. She was at the reception desk when we arrived, so she's the one in charge here. I can't believe you had to go through something so awful, and on your first day in business. Hey, quit that. It's not your fault. Oh, wait, I guess I'd better introduce you guys. Judy, meet Miles Edgeworth, son of the late, great Greg. Really? You're Mr. Edgeworth's son. No, crap, this is still too close to Edgeworth. Do anybody have voice ideas, suggestions for her dialogue? Well... Oh, she's doing a little dance. Oh, this is a little fancy dance. Oh, look at that. Oh, she's adorable. Probably a murderer, though, but an adorable murderer. I mean, that's pretty common here. What kind of dance? Was that a Spanish dance? I wonder if I could do a female Spanish one, because when we did Diego Armando is more like these. Could she be more like that? Yes, isn't this fabulous? That great man's son here with us. That's turning Italian. I can't do that.
I think you should pinch your nose and talk as her voice / J also pull up.
Oh, a new poll is up. Thank you for the 10 bits. Let me check the poll first. Paid, what is the worst ship name for Larry and Gumshoe? Bumshoe, Gumbutts. That one I'm not gonna say. That one I'm not gonna say. And Gummy Butts. I still like Gummy Butts, although you're saying worse. So Veer says, I think you should pinch your nose. Isn't this fabulous? That great man's son here with us. That doesn't feel good. I don't like the way that feels at all. Yeah. But thank you very much for the suggestion here. I gotta stretch for a second. Hang on one second. Maybe I should just give her the Diego Armando voice, just like this. Not even try to make it into anything feminine sounding. Isn't this fabulous? That great man's son here with us. 18 long years have passed, but now look. Oh, it's rhyming. 18 long years have passed, but now look, he's here at last. It's very lovely to meet you, fine, Mr. Fine Attorney number 2. Oh, she's calling us fine. Oh, Judy, that was the bomb. I get to see her in good voices ever. Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, the poll is done, and the one that Opinion had said has won with 44% of the vote, contributing 50 channel points. Oh, you're a prosecutor. I am so sorry. Forgive me for jumping to conclusions. She's very polite, but there's something strange about her. Hey, Judy, can I get an autograph? You can write it here in my sketchbook, or zip, write it on my man boobs. That's a thing, right? People like to sign boobs. Well, if you're sure you'd even want such a thing. What do you want, why do you want it, Larry? Rude, you know who she is, right? Oh, come on, Milester, you don't keep up with showbiz news or nothing? I guess that's no big surprise. What's going on? Why are they looking at me like that? If she was famous, surely she would have appeared on the Steel Samurai by now. Judy here's a living legend. It's not just TV, movies, musicals, chart-topping hits, you name it. Hee. Oh, don't be silly. I am just a humble art gallery owner now. I finally quit the biz for good. I finished shooting my last movie just the other day, in fact. Some of my co-stars were even kind enough to say they would come visit once we opened. Anyway, here you are, and good luck with your artistic endeavors. Maybe that'll be important later, like this will give us a handwriting sample or something like that. But I should read some more in the chat, because I'm still so far behind. I'm sorry if there are any lurkers out there. I'm having to read so much chat, especially since we just got a new follower today. Better name if you're still here. I'm sorry that I'm spending so little time playing the actual game. Let's see. Oak says, I also low-key want what topping would you eat Logan with? Nora says whipped cream. Quickita said, yeah, I figured Vera was working on a poll. Lol. Quickita said, thank you. Oak said, I won't eat Logan, but if I were to eat Logan, I would use whipped cream. Vera salutes. Nora says, I will eat Logan with whipped cream. Hidden Hand says, whoever made that poll, you're reading my mind. I was just about to redeem it. Lol. Oak said, also, Vera, after this one, I did another poll redeem. AMC says, it's that sweet thing. Vera said, I didn't notice. And Nora says, Kethup. Crystal says, Kethup. Oak said, never mind, Kethup. And then Oak says, add it, we need it. Crystal says, I was literally typing, where's Crystal? Vera says, meanies. Crystal adds it, and Nora says, Crystal, I missed you. Quickita said, welcome to my world. Nora said, oh, Physicaloo is mine, I think. Quickita said, it is. And Nora said, I was trying to avoid the list. Nora said, wait, no, come back. Oh, no, Crystal said, currently hyperfixated on Minecraft, specifically the cherry blossom biome. So, Lurk, it's a biome? I have not played nearly enough Minecraft. I hope you're having fun, Crystal. There's where Nora said, wait, no, come back. Hidden Hand says, could I add more toppings to the poll? Which I mean, like, I'll do my own when redeeming and then just put other options, lol. And Oak says, you monster, I was looking for 69. Vera said, yes, Lurk. Oak says to Nora, you were trying to avoid the list. Vera said, BRB. Nora said, chat, I feel like this is a spoiler for me because I haven't gotten to anything about Miles' dead dad in an elevator, whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. But I mean, you'll find out about that pretty darn soon where you're at, I think. And Hidden Hand redeems a poll with all the toppings, pepperoni, sausage, hot dogs, another Logan, and no toppings. Oak said, you're the biggest typo person ever, and Nora says exactly why I was trying to avoid it. Oak says, Vera left as we sit with 2 poll redeems now. Poll redeems in tow. Hidden Hand said, can someone make my poll, please? Oak says, Logan, stop staring at me. Why, Oak? Do you have a problem with that? Oak says to Hidden Hand, I think all of our mods died, sadly. And then Hidden Hand said, guess I'll have to wait for a mod or something. And Vera said, I'm Bavak. Welcome, Bavak, Vero. I should check over on YouTube. Oh, Bacon says I gotta go because I'm on a short schedule. Okay, well, thank you for being here briefly, Bacon. Have a good rest of your night. You're probably already gone, but hopefully we'll see you next time. Opinion says, bound with heart. She's so pretty. I mean, she is very pretty. And now, in the present, she is age appropriate. So go on after her, Opinion. Tiff says, went to get food, but I'm pretty sure Gumshoe and Larry's ship name is that. ... which is beautiful. Opinion says, I think she can kill if she wants to. Her dad's been falsely imprisoned for most of her life. Well, I didn't think he was her dad. I thought he was just her co-star. I still think that she was the actual murder victim of Artie Frost and framed him. I think she framed. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Opinion said she needs some stress relief. Said, oh my gosh, if you used to play Minecraft, it's been announced that they're adding baby ghasts you can raise and then ride and stand on. I'm so excited. Okay, so that's why I saw some fan art of a little adorable, sad-looking ghast thing. That makes so much more sense. So thank you for the heads up on that. I've dabbled a tiny bit in Minecraft. I'm a little bit concerned that all these new clips I'm seeing of the Minecraft movie is just Jack Black saying the names of things in Minecraft very dramatically. I feel like that's what the video, the movie is gonna be just a Minecraft tutorial where he goes around and says what all the things are. Oak says, also, Vero, I did another poll redeem a while back. I can send it again if you desire. Nora said, Bavak. Oak says, favorite thing about that frightens Logan. And Oak said, I made a slight change. And Nora said, yes, I'm going to do so many fun things like not sleeping. And Vera said, yes, please. Salute. AMC says, we are baking him right. Nora said,
Flint and steel.
Oh, that's a Minecraft thing. It took me a second to remember what we're talking about. The flint and steel. Yes, I saw a clip somebody did, and that was like one over and over again. Flint and steel. The one that gets me is just how Jack Black is, like Chicken Jackie and stuff like that. And I saw another clip where he's like, this is a village. These are villagers. That is an iron golem. And it's like, that's going to be the entire movie. I think from now on, because of this, he should only be allowed to be in movies if that is what he does. It just spends the entire time saying very dramatically what things are. But yes, Flint and Steel. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. I appreciate that. Let's play a little bit more of the game. Anyway, here you are, and good luck with your artistic endeavors. Hang on, I gotta breathe for a second. Oh, usually I don't start running out of breath until like at least the 2-hour mark, but I think today I've just been having to read so much chat because I'm so far behind that I'm running out of oxygen early. Thanks so much, Judy. I'll treasure it till my dying day. You and me are peas in a pod, Lurries. Oh, Fender, no. No, you don't know what you're saying. Peas in a gosh dang pod. That is, I am endeared to people when they say gosh danged. How lovely for you both. Larry, could you go practice your drawing somewhere or something? You did come all the way to an art gallery after all. It would be a shame to waste the opportunity. A real artist drawing our exhibits? What an honor. Yeah, I guess even you can have a bright idea once in a while, Edgy. All right, Judy. Seeing as you were so nice about it, I guess I will be right back. Oh, what the crap? 5 gifted subs just appeared. And there's a hype train. Wait, why isn't it telling me the names of the subs? Okay, there we go. The 5 gifted subs by Anonymous. So is that Batman on? Gifting sub to Mr. Furry VA, to Katashi Conic, to Just KJ Things. KJ, are you lurking? Hi, KJ. To CM Griffing, and to Samu Flowers. Oh, Samu Flowers is a recent follow. Samu Flowers, if you were lurking, hi, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I think Samu Flowers followed like yesterday, maybe a couple days ago, something like that. Thank you so much for the. Wait. Are there more than that? Okay, no, I got all of them. And we're in a hype train. Hype train level 2. Thank you so much, Batman. Thank you. I do not deserve a hype train. I do not deserve that generosity, but I really appreciate that generosity, Batman. Thank you. I am so sorry. It is so hot in here. I need to have some water. Those are really cute emotes that are looking like the possibilities for unlocking. So thank you. So, what were the rules with the hype train? If you do like any bit donation, you'll like get to participate and get the emotes. Thank you, Batman. Thank you. I should read some more in the chat then. Thank you. Nora says to Vero, hey, Oak bribed you with something by watching Transformers thing, right? Vera said, yep, Wano arc in One Piece. Oak said, I still need to watch it. I promise I will start soon. Vera said, laughing, don't worry, me too. Oak says, I've just been so busy. It's a great pool idea. Oh, Ghoul Shark. Thank you for the follow. Okay, Ghoul Shark. I could be wrong, but I think I saw you follow either earlier today or yesterday. I'm guessing you probably just like really quickly unfollowed and then followed back so that I'd see you and I could thank you, because it was while I was offline. So thank you, Ghoul Shark. So since I was offline, I'm curious how you found out about me. Did you like see a YouTube short or something like that? So thank you so much for the follow. Since you are new and now I know that you're here, let me give you the quick rundown on everything. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, and Metaphor Refantasio. We're also doing a collab this week on Wednesday in the morning. It's not going to be on this channel. It's going to be on Kim's channel. It's Kim, K-I-M,
Chicken Jockey.
Vero, thank you for the beef longa. He sounded so true.
Chicken Jockey.
Thank you, Vero, for the 50 bits. Does that put you in the hype train? Does that count that way? I don't know how it works. But thank you so much for the beef longa TTS. Yeah, and Ghoul Shark, I do read every comment in chat. I'm just, as Tip pointed out, I was going to say sometimes behind, I'm always behind. Let me scroll to the very, very bottom of the chat right now to see if you've said anything. Oh, yep. There we go. First time chat from Ghoul Shark saying, yes, I just wanted to say hello. Ha, ha, ha. I like your name. I don't know, sharks are fun. I feel like shark-themed names in general are fun. And so if you're a Ghoul Shark, that's fun. It's like a spooky shark. But thank you so much for the follow. I hope that you're not regretting it. I always worry when people follow. They're like, this guy seems nice and energetic. Then after a while, it's like, he doesn't play the game. He just reads the chat. I don't know. But thank you so much for the follow. And thank you again, Batman, for all the gifted subs. Thank you, Vero, for the 50 bits. Again, the generosity is never required, but always greatly appreciated. Let's see, I should also check real quick. Let's see, everything's all caught up still on YouTube at least, so I think we're good there. And let me read a few more comments here in chat over here on Twitch. Let's see, Oak says, I've been busy. That's a great pool idea. And Nora says, to Vero, can we ... do a show exchange? Crystal and I did one a while back. a while back to back. I made her watch one of my favorite shows, and she sent me her live reactions. And then she had me watch a show, and I sent her live reactions. Would you be interested in doing this? And Oak says, I think Logan would be best medium. Wait. Oh, medium cooked. And Vera said, honestly, why not? Oak says, medium rare would be too raw for human, and medium well is for monsters. Nora said, chat, do I get Vero to watch Other Side? Vera said, I'll be busy till mid-April, so that'll have to wait for a bit. Queekita says, yay, I'm at peace now. Hidden Hand with a poll redeem, and Nora said that's okay. Oak says so many polls, and Nora said I can DM you for it. Oak said that's like 3 polls queued up, and Vera says sure. Queen said, oh nah, he lost that case, then died afterwards in the courtroom elevator. That's the lore we got for the first Acer. Okay, so he didn't die during this case. It was his last completed case. The way that Edgeworth was saying it sounded like, oh, if only he had been able to complete it. So maybe it's that he wasn't able to get the evidence that he needed. 10 seconds left on the hype train. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you so much for the hype train. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me, that type of generosity. Thank you. Oh, I gotta open my hype chest, see if I get some. Frog Ponder emote. We'll put that into the chat there. If you got an emote, feel free to share it then. All right, we should probably play some game now. I'm probably still like an hour behind, but we should play the game. All right, Judy, seeing as you were so nice about it, I guess I will. Be right back. Pew! He's a real live wire, that one. Also, she got rid of him quick. She's smart. She can sense that she needs to send Larry away. That's one way of putting it. I can only apologize. By the way, there was another woman with you before. Where is she now? Oh, you mean Delicia Scone. She is in the medical room helping to care for Mr. Gasto. So if he dies in there, then she'll be a prime suspect, right? I call it the medical room, but it's nothing quite so grand, of course. I couldn't stay with them as I am the only one on staff, and I can't leave the gallery unattended for long. Delicia Scone. We've heard that name before, haven't we, Fender? Sure have. Sounds like our IS-7 bingo card is complete. Something tells me this isn't a coinky-dink. Perhaps I could offer you gentlemen a cup of tea? I promise not to poison it. Drop of the old Judy Bounce special blend? Why not? For old time's sake. That would be lovely, thank you. Is Edgeworth gonna freak out when he sees the cup is shaped like a star? Clink, clink, clatter, clatter. Oh, please tell me what's the matter. Clink, clink, clatter, clatter. Got our tea served on a platter. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I just tooted. And I'd better go and explain things to the others. You go do your thing, Judes. Thanks again. Better not be a body in that cart. Curtsy. I'll leave the cart here. Good day. This aroma. Ceylon, I believe. Let's give it a try. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This is a fine blend. A top quality Ceylon indeed. It's citrus aroma. Quote, is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, right? Oh? Your old man said those exact words 18 years ago. Really takes me back. There's just one difference. Jude's cooled the saucers back then. Not today, though, it seems. Were the saucers cooled because she was in Artie Frost's room doing a murder? And they weren't cooled today because she was not in a cold room for an attempted murder? I think so. I think we just got a clue. Anyway, I'm going to act as though that's not important. Don't you think this is all a little odd? Every single person from an 18-year-old case all assembled in the same place at the same time? Yes, it almost feels as if an investigation is in order. Ah, yay, they're here! I thought we wouldn't have Gumshoe and Kay. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you're all right. Oh, we heard somebody died from farts. I came running, and Kay followed me because you left her home. You're her legal guardian. You're like her dog owner if she's a dog. Mr. Edgeworth! I should read some chat now. Tiff, are you still here? Your gummy is here with his gummy butts. Let's see. I gotta read some more of the chat. Vero says, setting this aside for the poll after this, and Hidden Hand says, okay. Oak says, Logan, ... We have a lot of poll suggestions right now. Be prepared, please pin. Hidden Hand says, Logan, be honest. To be honest, I would eat you, ... Just kidding. I'm not a cannibal. Please pin also. Okay, good. I'm not a cannibal either, so I think you're in good company. Quickita says, captions, pinion. I assume this is pin plus opinion, huh? Oak says, Logan, to be honest, I would eat you. I'm not kidding. I'm a cannibal, huh? Hidden Hand says to Oak, reversed version. Quickita said, I'm giving him spin catch now? It's doing better. Giving him spin catch. What's spin catch? Nora said, yes, Crystal is Reichstall. Atlantic is and I didn't remember anything else. Oak says, Logan keeps accusing me of drawing sexy desks, and it's not even true. No, not desks plural, just one sexy desk. Sexy furniture plural, but just one of those pieces of furniture was a desk. Nora said, yeah, being accused of things is very nice. Now, is it? Queen Katie with the timestamp 53:43. Crap, I'm still over 55 minutes behind. I hope this slow mode is helping on Twitch. Oak says to Nora, yours is true, though. Let's see, and then Automod held a message from, it's because Nora says that she hates women, and that is inappropriate. Crystal says, okay, back to lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Crystal. We'll see you when you get back. Enjoy Minecraft. Hidden Hand says to Vero, can you pin the I'm not a cannibal message? You don't have to, lol. And then to Queen Katie, you could have waited 10 seconds. Queen Katie said, I know. Nora said, shake my head, I need a mod because my message is being checked. Oak said, I'm the timestamp police. You have to make the time interesting or else you are dead to me. Queen Katie said, I actually have the name fact for the Blue Badger, but I don't know if it'll show up in this game so far from playing it, so it's in the back for now. Hidden Hand said less than 3. And then Oak says 55. Queen Katie says spoiler clip incoming. Nora says, yo, if you alive, can you approve my message to Vero? Oak says, yes, I would eat Logan, but he would taste bad. Queen Katie said, chat, don't get too hyped about the spoiler clip moment, by the way. There is some commands. Nora says to Vero, should allow my message. Oak said, Logan is very far behind. I agree with slow mode for once. You agreed a couple of times, not just for once. Hidden Hand says he didn't get to read it, I think. Did he read the pin? I think I read all the pins. Vera said, caramel lollipops are the best thing on sticks. Oh, interesting. Nora said, if Vera won't allow it, when Oak said, no, but yours is true, I said, no, it is. Oh, and then Nora is saying more slander against women. Okay, so there is a clip. I have finally reached Queen Katie's spoiler clip. So for those who don't know, a couple of people, particularly Queen Katie, anytime I either accidentally foreshadow or guess something right or maybe humorously wrong, she'll make a spoiler clip and then show it afterward when we get to the point. So this is from 2 months ago. This spoiler clip is titled, This is What We Call Foreshadowing. Oh, it's like pod racing. Now this is pod racing. Now this is foreshadowing. Okay, so let's see what we foreshadowed here. Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to lend it out. Yeah, so it was probably Shelly the Killer who lent it out then. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a steel samurai. Oh, crap, it was Larry. Oh, crap, it's Larry. It's Larry. Just tell me he doesn't, like, show up in this case. And he did. Well, not in that case, but later. But thank you very much for the clip. And he arrived. I appreciate that. I would appreciate the spoiler clip. I don't appreciate Larry. I don't like Larry. I gotta breathe for a second and read some more in the chat. And Oak says, no! And then Larry, you monster. AMC says, Gumshoe dead. Nora says, no! Cricket said, this is where I would have given out Larry's name fact originally, but then I remembered he was in Spirited Justice, so you're spared this time. Hidden Hand says, no! Nora says, Larry, you monster! Oak says to AMC, if Gumshoe died, me and Tiff would bring about the end of the world. Hidden Hand says, kill Larry, please pin. And Nora says, I would also. Queen Gator said, on the bright side, Logan, Larry being here in case 3 surely means we're not going to see him again compared to last game where he was in the finale case and wasted everyone's time. Okay, so we'll hope for that. That is the silver lining if that's the case. Hidden Hand says, an hour. Queen Gator said, okay, I can finally get buckets. I was waiting for the Larry reveal to cook some. Hidden Hand said, okay, make slow mode longer. Vera salutes. Queen Gator said, I'll probably be back with a fun fact depending on where Logan is at, lol. And Hidden Hand said, guys, can we kill Larry and say Larry did it? Please pin. Actually, maybe not. Maybe yes. I don't know why I keep putting please pin for some stupid thing. And Oak says, fried is an easy pick for me. Nora says, I hate Omori. Queen Gator said, buckets are coming. Anytime Quingita says nuggets, I'm just gonna put the B on there. Oak said, fried Logan would mask the bad taste of normal Logan. What are you gonna do, like cover me in breading and 11 herbs and spices? Hidden Hand says, Larry, get out! Nora said, don't you mean buggets? And Oak says, what are those? Do you mean buggets? AMC said, air fries, just a mini oven. And Vera said, they change lives. Hidden Hand says, Larry, that's a stupid excuse, bro. Nora said, I hate you, Larry. Quickitta said, yes, Scone has not aged a day at all. She truly is a mystery. Even the game still has her age as question mark. So is she in our planner now? Because now that we've got her name? Oh, yep, there she is, age question mark, a British pharmacist of indeterminate age who can't resist sweet foods. But if she's admitted that she's not a chef, why is she still in the chef attire? Why is she still dressed like that? They should have changed that at least. And Judy Bound is now 34, former assistant to Samson Tangaroa and current owner of the Zodiac Hall Art Gallery. She loves to sing and dance. Larry Stoneem, pseudonym of Larry Butts, my friend since childhood. He fancies himself something of an artist. Carmelo Gusto. Okay, he had that scar before. Did he get a new scar going across his face? But it's probably his own self-inflicted, because didn't we just determine that that's why he wears red, because he's always hurting himself on accident?
Maybe she picked up baking after the case.
Oh, okay. Okay, tell you what. If the game says that, we will accept that. That's fully justified. That's great. But if the game doesn't say that, I think it's just the game being cheap. Because they wanted to look the same, and it's like, well, this is what she looked like. I don't want to change her sprite. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. A confectioner who, having breathed in poisonous gas, was found collapsed outside the Autumn Wing. And senior partner in Edgeworth & Co., former sister, my father, worked in the original IS-7 incident. All right, we finally got Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you're all right. Mr. Edgeworth and Mr. Fender, I forgot you exist. I don't want you to be the new sidekick. I feel threatened by your presence. We heard you got caught up in a poisonous gas attack, so we came as fast as we could. Well, if it isn't the cavalry, come on, team, bring it in. Group hug. No way, I'm a minor. It is really inappropriate for you to ask for hugs from me if I don't reciprocate. And even if I do, that's probably still inappropriate. It's like, you're hugging, you're gross, you're not like a family member. What is up with you? You're weird, Fender. Besides, you're both doing just fine. Gummy and I got ourselves all worked up over nothing. Okay, I hope that, like, that Edgeworth turned Kay over to Gumshoe to babysit her. I think Gumshoe would be a fun baby, except he'd probably give her a gun. Because I think that's what Gumshoe does to any kid he sees. Like, yeah, have a gun. You need a gun, Kay. It'll help you be a good thief. It'll help you be a great thief. Detective Gumshoe, what were you thinking bringing Kay with you? Oh, we're going to find out. Was he babysitting her? Hey, sorry, sir. I knew it was dangerous, what with the poison gas and all, but you wouldn't take no for an answer. I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran, and sometimes Iraq. And sometimes Afghanistan, but mostly I ran, and I ran so far away. I just ran, I ran the night away, but I just couldn't shake her off. Yeah. When it comes to running away, the great thief right here is the world champ. Then run away, don't chase the poor detective. He's got a gas mask. They gave him a gas mask. Oh, that is so great.
Well set, sir. Just say the word, and I'll head in there and start investigating. You guys stay here. That gas could still be dangerous.
All right, we're counting on you, detective. Good luck in there, Gummy Boy. I'm not gonna say that. That's a weird nickname. Yeah, that's inappropriate. Why are you the things you choose to be, Fender? No way! Gummy almost looked like a real detective. Wait. I never see someone with a gas mask, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a real detective. I'm so proud of him. But he is a real detective. We're gonna just wait for him to come back. Moshi. This is Edgeworth speaking.
Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the gas has mostly dissipated, sir.
I assume he's still wearing the mask, even though that picture doesn't have it. Oh, no, he's just breathing normal. Oh, crap. Crap, you guys see what's on the ground behind him?
Gumshoe has evolved into Mask Shoe.
That you should have given him an Everstone. Then this never would have happened. Okay, so we see a step ladder. And thank you very much for the 10 bits, Tiff. Oh, Tiff, you are here! Tiff, you're here in time for Gumshoe. So we got a step ladder here. So we're gonna have more of that conversation. But okay, so wait. I didn't realize before, they're depicting the twins of Gemini as mermaids? Okay, why not? So it looks like I can see, you can't see behind my camera. So let me turn off the camera for a second so you can see this 1 second. You can kind of see the flap of the temperature control there is open now. So somebody came in here, probably turned the temperature. That's why there's like puddles of ice all over the place. Things aren't completely melted, but this is a bit smashed. So, okay. So maybe that's what the gas attack was for, to allow access here. Oh, look at this. This is open, and there's one of those blowtorches they kept mentioning were in the other rooms for cooking. I've never used a blowtorch in cooking before, but I should read some more in the chat because I'm still so far behind. See, Oak says, to be fair, air fryers are amazing. They genuinely are the future of cooking because of how efficient and powerful they are. But does the food taste as good? Because it's like a microwave. A microwave is so efficient and quick and great, but like it doesn't heat up things evenly. Things don't taste as well like when they're microwaved as opposed to oven cooked, you know? Vera said, same with Old Bag. And Nora said, chat, what? Hidden Hand says, smell, and then a nose. Quickgated said, yeah, but I think scone is worse, lol. And then Quickgated said, Logan, stop talking. What was I saying? And Vera said, the more you know. And then Oak with a clip. I am worried about what this is since Queen Katie had just said, Logan, stop talking. So let's load this up in the clip viewer so we can watch this together. Still an hour ago, crap. This clip is titled Miles' Greatest Fear. So let's see what this is.
Wait, this smell. I know
What's
that
this?
smell. Estrogen, menstruation. There are women folk near. Oh, it's just you, Fender. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice. I don't know what was going on. I was doing that because I thought, because like Bound and Scone had just come in. I thought like one of them is gonna come in. And like, I'll do this and then they'll pop in. It'll be really funny. It's like, there's one, but it was Fender instead. So, yeah. Sometimes I roll those dice and they come up snake eyes. Hidden Hand said, okay, who farted so hard that it made that fart? Nor with the ad quote, I know that smell, estrogen, menstruation, there are women folk near. Oak says, someone pin that. And let's see, there's the nicknames. Hidden Hand says, poisonous. Crystal adds the quote. And Oak said, Jujutsu Kaisen mentioned that cut is so good. And then Nora said, Crystal. Hidden Hand said, can someone pin my fart message and also the correction, please? Oak said, no, don't pin the correction. And Nora said, cannibalism, curly core. I'm sorry, wait, curly core. Oh, from mouthwashing. And there's some quotes. And then Vera adds a quote, you can mukbang me, chat. And Nora said, being cannibalized, curly core. And another Oak clip. Okay, we'll load this one up. We'll watch one more clip, then we'll get back to the game in just a moment here, even though I'm so far behind. This clip is still from an hour ago. Crap. Is titled Logan's Great Plan. Let's see what this is. Or maybe I can ruin their meal by like, oh, you're eating me? You're eating my arm there? Oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna eat some of my there. You're not gonna have this because it'd be gross when it's in my stomach. I'm just ruin the meal like that. Just ruin the meal like that. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that, Oak. I think that is a pretty darn good sounding plan. Oak says almost quote 500. But what quote was that? Oh, you're right, we are. I hope quote 500 is a good one. Nora said, me and Oak think we're the case with almost Christmas. Aw, I think you might be. Hang on, I gotta breathe for a second. Because 2 hours into stream, I'm not getting enough oxygen. All right, very good, detective. Now calm down and tell me what you see. Yes, sir. First up, the exhibit. There's a statue of two people on the left side, but they're like fishy people from like the waist down. One of them has long hair. I mean, they look the same. I think they might be like fraternal twins. One of them has a bow
Wait, no, it's not a bow. It's a harp and an arrow. You can't use a harp to shoot an arrow. Then again, I don't know. Never tried it. And there's like, I don't know if it's supposed to be maybe like a bow, but it looks kind of like a goat or something like that. It's got a blanket on. It looks nice and cozy, except the blanket's made of ice. And there's a ladder on the ground. I hope you'll correct me on that when you come in here. And on the right, some kind of a two-horned animal. Wait, a statue of two people and a two-horned animal? That sounds familiar. In fact... Oh, that's right, because he went to a different room. He went into the... Was it the autumn room? Wait. He went to the autumn wing. So rather than change the thermostat in here, did somebody move everything over into the autumn wing? In fact, it sounds identical to the display in the winter wing. Other than that, the place looks pretty damp. The sprinklers sprayed the place good. Okay, so that's not melted ice. Wait, or it is melted ice and Gumshoe just assumes that it's from sprinklers. Because why would sprinklers go off from like a gas leak? So yeah, that's probably melted ice that he's just assuming is sprinklers. So is this curtain here, do these rooms connect? Can you move everything in where they... No, because if it's just curtains, then that wouldn't keep them the temperature control. Okay, interesting. We'll figure this out. It must be what stopped the gas from spreading. The sprinklers? Are there any signs of a fire? I know, sir. And the fire alarm hadn't been triggered either. Sprinklers look like that type that Sprinklers look like the type that detect heat and smoke. Oh, so the temperature was cranked up. Or maybe the blowtorch was used? That was probably the ladder. Someone climbed the ladder with the blowtorch, blows it at the sprinklers, and it heats them up, and then they go off? When they detect something, they send an alarm. Either fire or smoke to the security room. Beep, beep, beep. See, that's what's happening here in the diagram in my head. Guess they read the gas as smoke and triggered the smoke alarm that way. And was anyone in the security room when that alarm went off? This place has only one employee, and that's Judy Bound, the manager. And she was at the reception desk across from the security room the whole time since the gallery opened. No, not the whole time. She gave us tea. Although, like, why have two separate rooms if you only have one employee for that? I feel like I'd want to put all the security cameras at the reception desk so it could be a one-person job. And hang on, I gotta breathe some more. I don't know why I'm running out of breath so early tonight. We're only at the 2-hour mark. Let's see, I'll read some more in the chat. Oak says, talk to more girls. I think Logan gave up on that far too soon. Oh, no. I've seen too many pieces of evidence, experience, whatever, have proven that wrong. Nora said, how to not get girls. AMC says, be Logan. That is fair, AMC. Nora said, thankfully, all women hate me, so I'm fine. Oak said, we'll need quote 500 to be special. And Quick Gator said, meanwhile, I say any hoodles sometimes. And Nora said, just like our quote 69, which is about Marie from P4 being Avril Lavigne. Oak says, get out, Larry. Atlantic says, hee butts. Nora says, get out. Quick Gator said, a quote Miles had in the fan translation about Larry. Oh, that was pinned earlier. But a butts by any other name would smell as much. Oak says, Logan, you still need to watch Look Back. It's only an hour and it's so peak. I know, and it is streaming. I should watch it, but I'm so behind on streaming stuff. Nora said, Phoenix avoids Larry at all costs. Oak said, one of the best movies ever. Nora said, Oak, should I introduce Vero to other side? Vera said, the Cody voice, I'm pretty sure, is the sniffly voice. Nora says, my Cody voice and my Kel voice are very similar. I only have one teenage boy voice. It hurts. Queen Katie said, oh man, I would have liked to see Logan with reverse 1999. Well, Queen Katie, will you still tune in to see Honkai Star Rail? Will you still tune in for that? Vera said, I was thinking gumbutts too. Quigita said, see, my brain thought darker about the ship name. And Nora said, oh, that worries me thinking about the ship name. Says, yeah, me too. Then Oak says to Vero, bumshoe. And then Nora says, I think we can all collectively agree that Larry should not be shipped with Gumshoe, though. I don't think Larry should be with anybody. But I don't know, was it opinion? Was saying that maybe Larry can find someone appropriate for Larry. And Vera said, yes, Gumshoe deserves better. He does. He deserves Maggie Bird. AMC says, I ran out of points. Nora said, I miss that man. Oak says, poll suggestion, but I can't spend any more points. So what is the worst ship name? Oh, we did that already. Nora said, stop it. I absolutely hate you. I'm going to find all of you and steal your pets and eat them. And Oak says, okay, fine. What is the worst ship name for Larry and Gumshoe? Oh, there we go. The points are spent. And Nora said, give me points. Vera said, nuh-uh. Oak said, wait, can I have points instead? Make it more no. Vera said, almost poll done. And Nora said, I'm going to eat all of your pets and then you. And Vera said, no points for anyone. I'm fair. I'm surprised he didn't give her the Mitsuru voice. Never mind. I tried it, but it was too similar to Edgeworth. So I might still experiment with that. Oh, timestamp 1:31:31. Okay, I'm getting closer, about 40 minutes behind instead of 55. And Nora says, Athena, my love, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I made the fault of sharing my debt. Don't worry, Athena. I still love you. I will always love you. You are the best lawyer ever. I love you so much, Athena. I will stand with you until the ends of the earth. You are my precious. Yeah, too bad nobody else loves her. Nobody else loves her. I guess. And Vera's laughing. Oak says to Nora, no, we all decided that you don't like Athena. Oh, that's what the poll should have been. Does Nora like Athena? Or does Athena like Nora back? No, that'd be too cruel. That'd be too mean. Nora said, new baddie alert. And then Nora said, I'm going to eat Molly and Piper. I don't know who those are. And Oak says, my voice suggestion is whatever the closest Logan can get to Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. The thing is, I don't really, like, I don't have a distinct sound in my head of her voice. I love her as a character. She's really great. I am very concerned about her after what happened in the Shibuya incident, though. Nora said, baddie bound. And Quickhead said, only thing on Miles's mind that's famous, Steel Samurai and that man. Nora said, baddie bound works so well. And then Quickhead said, gonna yoink some churro donut bites real quick. Nora said, oh, does it have to do with DL6? And Chris says, happy gassed. And then Nora says, Crystal. And Oak said, to be honest, if it was the entire movie, it would exceed my expectations because it'd be so funny. And then Queen Katie with a hydrate. I will hydrate, and then we will get back to the game. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. And I gotta be getting closer to catch up in the chat because I can see right there where the hype train happened. Thank you again, Batman On, if you're still out there for all those gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she was at the reception desk across from the security room the whole time since the gallery opened. So she heard the alarm from across the way and turned on the sprinklers. Okay, but this is before that she gave us tea anyway, right? So we're wait, no, hang on. When we came out in the hallway, like, she was with Delicia Scone. They were two of the people we had to evacuate. She wasn't in the reception. Was she? Am I remembering wrong? Yup, seems they can only be switched on manually and only from there. Wouldn't want the art getting soaked for no good reason, I guess. So I guess we're going to say that as she was running out, as she was exiting, she popped in the security room. Am I remembering that wrong? And if it's manual, you can maybe even check how bad the fire was and try to get some stuff out first. So, the security setup is geared around protecting the exhibits. That makes sense in an art gallery, I guess. Brr, and one more thing, it's freezing in here. This isn't the autumn wing, it's the deep midwinter wing. So, the autumn wing is cold too. I checked the temperature. It's 26.5 degrees in here. Sorry. Okay, so that's 0.5 off. Is that difference of a half degree going to be important? Why is the autumn wing being kept at the same temperature as the winter wing? It's about all I've got for now. Okay, so earlier Edgeworth was suggesting that the exhibits in the other rooms were not made out of ice. They were made out of glass or crystal or something like that. But, and again, I feel like the water, I mean, he says this to get the gas out, but it might have been to obscure ice melting. It's about all I've got for now. So maybe they're duplicates and the ones in the winter room are really crystal and these ones are ice. And so they melted a little bit because the temperature had to be turned up for something. And so the sprinklers were to obscure. But even if the sprinklers got puddles on the ground, you would still see some disfiguration in the statues themselves. I'll let you know if I find anything else, sir. I do like that Gumshoe in this game seems to be doing well. He's trying hard at his job. He's being a good little worker, a good little work husband for Edgeworth. Understood. Thank you, Detective Gumshoe. I love Yoshar. Okay, bye. April 2nd, 11:15 a.m., Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. What did Gubby have to say? He said he loves me. I don't know how to feel about that. He said the autumn wing is actually quite wintry. I don't get it. I'm wondering what it could mean myself, but it's a bit hard to tell from out here. Well, we should check the winter room. Sorry, I got sniffles right there for a second. We should try to get in there as soon as the police are done with their investigation. Amen to that. We need to see what the deal is for ourselves. Is there anybody else who might know something in the meantime? Oh yeah, there is one guy. Miles' best bud. His what? He has friends? Oh, if we have to, and I guess we have to. I just hope that if we play, oh, he's right here. I hope if we play Mind Chess against Larry, that it is the easiest game of Mind Chess. No matter what you do, he just instantly loses. That is kind of all I want from this right now. Wait, that's... Don't tell me she's going to recognize him. Oh, no, because that's right, because he was in the last game, so she knows him too, because he was in the costumes, yeah. Kay, I didn't expect to see you here. You're looking as fresh-faced as ever. Okay, but Larry, she is still 17. Don't you dare hit on her. Yeah, long time no see, Larry, right? So here's the deal, Kay. I'm Laurice right now. You see, I'm also a bit of an artist. So it's your alias. I like it. Good to see you, Laurice. I always knew you were a nice, thoughtful kid. Unlike some people. I have some questions for you, Larry. What the? How am I a suspect? Just because I found the guy, that doesn't mean I did the crime. I never said you did. I just need you to tell us what you saw. You said you saw something awful. How so exactly? He said earlier the awful thing was Gusto running out and splatting on the ground, right? Look, I didn't see anything and I didn't do anything, okay? I don't think I did anyway. Wow, Chief, you don't sound too sure of yourself at the end there. There's something you should know about him, Fender. When something smells, it's usually the butts. We have been saying that about Larry for 26 years now. His ability to attract trouble is legendary, for want of a better word. His ability to cause trouble, too. I suppose I'd better find out what he did this time. Okay, oh crap. Are we doing Mind Chess? We're gonna Mind Chess against Larry. Okay, I wanna see how this pans out. I gotta save, though. We gotta save Scum this, because if I die against Larry Butts in his Mind Chess, this is gonna be the saddest thing ever. Also, I don't think I've saved it all tonight since we started. Let me read some more in the chat before we embark on this incredible journey. Vera says, a lot of friends are going there day one. I refuse to go to, to the Minecraft movie. Is it out of principle? I mentioned before, the movie I want to see right now, it's been out since last week. I think they're already taking it out of theaters because it's not doing too well. I want to see the Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. I hear it's supposed to be really good. Oak says, if I watch the Minecraft movie, I will be pirating it. I'm not paying money for that. I think it'd be fun. It'd be a fun movie to go see with friends, even if it's awful. That's personally, and there are other movies I would feel worse about spending money on, to be totally honest. Nora said, I want to draw Batty Bound now. Well, here's the great thing about art, Nora. You can do that. You can do that right now. I'm running out of breath again. Vera says, Batman on. Quigator says, Batman. Oak says, holy crap, I don't have money to contribute to the hype train. I'm so sorry. Hi, Batman on. Nora says, holy crap, Batman. Nora said, also, speaking of gosh danged, raise your hand if you're a lovely citizen of the world who doesn't swear. And then Nora says, raise his hand. I've never have sworn. Wait, never? I bet I've seen you swear in the chat, or at least said stuff that I'd consider a swear word that maybe you don't. But I could raise my hand. Is this okay to admit to chat? I'm a grown man and I've never sworn. like ever. I think it's like, seriously, my brain just kind of autopilot filters it out when I'm reading stuff. Oak says, never. There's no way you've never once sworn. Oak, it's more possible than you might think. I've never sworn. And there's Ghoul Shark saying, yes, I just wanted to say hello. Ghoul Shark, I don't know if you're still here, but I'm finally catching up to where you refollowed again. So thank you again, Ghoul Shark. And there's Vero posting all the links and everything. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to post a link tree for Ghoul Shark. I'm sorry if I forgot. Nora said, nope, I'm a good, not going to say that. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. I've never sworn before. And Vero said, why is he so happy? Who are we talking about, Larry? Quickita said, Vero is the conductor right now, so yes. Oak says to Nora, bro, even when I didn't swear when I was like 6, I accidentally swore a few times. See, you can't accidentally swear if it's just not in your vocabulary. Vocabulary. Ghoul. Oh crap. I don't know if Ghoul Shark is here. I should have asked if I should call you Ghoul or Shark. I'm going to assume for now I can call you Ghoul. Says, thank you. My favorite shark is the Goblin Shark, but I used to accidentally call it a Ghoul Shark, so it stuck. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Have you guys seen the Goblin Shark? That's the one, if I'm remembering correctly, its jaw can like detach. I mean, it's still connected to the head, but it's like, it'll go to eat something, it's like, and then the jaw will just go, and like bite things. It's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool. Vera said, I love that. And Ghoul says, ha ha ha, thank ya. Nora said, Logan, quick, come up with a voice for me if you voice acted chat. Nora, I like girls, but I pretend I don't. Nora. That's Nora. That is what Nora sounds like. Oak says, I used to have a vocal stim where I would say a bunch of words that rhyme, and one time I did, it was with hitch. And you see where this ended. I was like 8 and wasn't allowed to swear. It was very embarrassing because I was right next to my mom. I'm sorry, Oak. And Vera said, well, it didn't give me an emote. No, okay, that must, I'm guessing maybe spending stuff like on Beef Longa doesn't count for it. I'm sorry, okay, if I could, or Vero, I'm sorry, Vero, if I could give you an emote, I would. Quickita said, I guess you could say that emote is a frog pondering at a pond. I like that, Queen Katie. High five for that pun. I should glance over to YouTube as well. Opinion says that line gets so much weirder when you headcanon Edgeworth as Transmask, you're smelling your own menstruation. My guy said, oh, goblin sharks are weird. Good choice. I feel like when I was a kid, hammerhead sharks were the cool one, but I feel like people don't talk about hammerhead sharks anymore. Maybe there's just too many other cooler sharks these days. Anyway, I gotta keep reading here. See, Vera said he ponders. Nora said, Queen Katie, you don't swear either, right? And then Queen Katie says, nope, I'm always family friendly besides the murder on Slay the Princess. Well, murder is fine, just as long as you don't use foul language while murdering. Oak said to Queen Katie, what did you do for the murder on Slay the Princess? And then Nora said, you, me, and Logan are the only good citizens of chat. Shake my head, all of our companions are delinquents. Queen Katie said, I think the title says much. I slayed the princess several times for the 100% achievements. Oak said, oh, I thought you swore it. You're shocked from one of the endings. Murder is not nearly as bad as swearing. Nora said, okay, but the question to my fellow citizens of Goodtown, has Katie or Logan ever sworn before, like ever? Not me. I don't know if Katie maybe ever has, but I haven't yet. I do love, any of you guys ever watched the show Moral Oral on Adult Swim? It's a show, like the first season was fine, but then like the second season got interesting, the third season was like, other than one bad episode, the third season was brilliant. But it was a parody of like old Christian kind of children's shows like Davy and Goliath, I think is what it's called, where it's like stop motion, like clay motion. The idea is that Oral is like this really, really good young Christian kid, and he would always try to do good, but he would end up doing like awful, just really, really horrible things, but for like good reasons, and it would go off the rails and be funny. And there's one episode where I think he got addicted to crack, and wait, was that the one? No, because the problem wasn't that he was on crack, is that I think he was wasting money, maybe? I don't know, or maybe it was crack in that one. I just remember his dad like sat him down, and the problem was like, drugs are a gateway to swearing, or something like that. I think that's what it was. Drugs are a gateway to swearing.
See, it's out of principle. If actual good movies don't get traction and fail in the box office, then you see movies that are really low effort, which are carried by an actor or getting popular for running memes or getting all the box office traction, will turn the industry towards low effort movies, if you know what I
if you know what I mean. I don't want to support that. Okay, and I get that, Vera. Hang on, I gotta breathe again for a second, and I'll comment more on that. I'm getting so out of breath tonight. But you know, I totally get that. I get what you're saying. I mean, because that's part of the reason why I refuse on principle to go to the movie theater to see any live action adaptation of a Disney animated movie. As you know, they had like Lion King, or I guess it was Mufasa technically a few months ago, which to be fair was, I guess, an original story. And now they got like the Snow White one, which looks like and sounds like a train wreck. I've heard some stuff about it that's like, oh my gosh, this, because, okay, you guys heard what happened with a lot of the development in this, right? How that, there's going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's the story. And then Peter Dinklage, a famous actor who has dwarfism, was complaining about it. It's like, oh, you know, how dare they do this old story with stereotypes of people who are dwarfs. This is terrible, and I hate it. And so then Disney's like, oh, okay, well, we won't make them be dwarfs then. They won't be dwarfs. And then a lot of like actors who were dwarfs were like, well, now we're missing out on jobs. Thank Peter Dinklage, you jerk. And so there's a big kerfuffle going around, and you can see both sides of it from certain perspectives. But, and so then there were like some set photos of a bunch of just like grown people in costumes being like the Seven Dwarfs. And it got such negative backlash that Disney is like, oh, those aren't gonna be them. We're gonna do CGI dwarfs. That's what they're gonna be. And so they did CGI. But my understanding is that those other 7 guys are like still in the movie but now they're like repurposed as friends of the prince, who's like not even a prince. He's just like an Aladdin type of thief or something like that. And so they're still in it, but it's like, so they are the dwarves, but they're kind of not the dwarves, because like the dwarves are these other guys, but there's also these 7 friends that are there. And I guess they appear later on and they act as if you've already known them. And it's like, this sounds like a train wreck. It sounds so awful. It sounds so bad, and I refuse to contribute any money to it. But mainly out of principle, just with the fact that if you want to see one of these Disney movies, those movies exist. The Lion King is already, we've already talked about that before. And some of the movies, they've done some different things. Oh, wait, no, I was talking with the lady who cuts my hair about this recently. But I guess, like, yeah, like I was saying, The Lion King already exists. Lilo and Stitch already exists. If you want to see those movies, they're there. I don't want to see a movie trying to imitate that movie because it's never going to be as good as, it's never going to be as much like that original movie as the original movie was. So unless you're doing something new and fresh and original with it, I don't want to contribute money to it, but that's just me. If you guys love live action Disney adaptations, go for it. But I'm also like, feel like animation, 2D animation is becoming a lost art, and that makes me sad. I just love cartoons. Is that so wrong that I just love cartoons? Anyway, crap, I should read some more in the chat because I'm still so far behind. We're already almost the 2.5 hour mark. Crystal, can you still hear while you're playing Minecraft? I think we're almost gonna need to start looking for raid suggestions as we approach the 2.5 hour mark. Because, you know, that's only a half hour away from 3 hours. Because that's how time works. Let's see. Oak says, Logan said he has never. Queen said, okay, chat, you're all about to see the cutest thing ever from Gummy Ears. And was it the gas mask? Is that what it was? Oh, and Vero with a clip. Let me load this up with the clip viewers so we can all watch this one together and see how far behind I am with this timestamp. 38 minutes, I'm doing better. Is titled, I Can Only Think About Jack Black. All right, let's see what this is. Oh. Your old man said those exact words 18 years ago. Oh, was it the sound I made? Was that a Jack Black sound? I didn't even realize, but thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Quicket said, I once said the heck word as a kid. Oh, I haven't said that. I've said that, this is literally a quote that's not said, I've said H-E double hockey sticks. That's almost spelling it out. Let's see. And Nora said delinquent /J. Quicket said spinach. It was supposed to be spinach, the green tree guy. Oh, okay. Oak said, I also found a temporary solution to get my other speaker working. It's running through like 5 different extension cords, but it plays sound while I'm waiting for my good cable to ship. So Logan, you are being played on very high quality speakers right now. My beef has never sounded better. I need to try and do something in the speakers. We need to really test out Oak speakers. Actually, why am I shouting in there? I'm not even really shouting, but I don't know why I do that. I have a limiter on here, so it's never gonna peak. Nora said, I have never sworn, which I'm proud of. Oak said, I swore like 10 minutes ago. I think I am sorry. Vera said, honestly, I swear a lot in English because it doesn't feel as serious as my native language to swear it. Plus, I'm like 24. And Nora said, it was like 3. Tiff says, fun fact, my dad has such a sailor's mouth, he swears a lot, and it affected me as a kid. My first word was F. My dad slept on a couch for a week. Oak said, I'm boring. My first word was mom. Vera's laughing. Vera said, that's hilarious. Nora said, I'll admit I've said some words in Japanese that are equivalent to swears in English. Unsure if they actually have swears or not. But my understanding is I don't think Japan has like actual swear words, but they have things that are so rude to say, like the intention or the context of saying it is so bad that it's like the equivalent of that, I think. Vera said, sorry, chat, I don't remember my first word. Me neither. I don't remember my first word. I was very young when I was a baby. Queen Katie said, not my own caption saying buckets too. Chris with a timestamp 1:55:05. So I'm only 35 minutes behind.
Sumugi Shiragan.
Oh, this is when I was trying to say all their names.
Gontahara Tenko. I can't say these fast names.
Prediction, Nora will love Tenko. Nora will think Tenko is the best person ever.
Korekyo Shingi. Himiko Yomeno. Yay, I got hers at least. Angie Yonaga.
Actually, Nora will probably love Angie as well.
Miyu.
And Miyu sounds like Athena even though she swears like a sailor. That was an old clip. That was back before I had a microphone. Just me trying to say Japanese names flashing really fast on the screen. Opinion over on YouTube says, I heard they're making a live-action Lilo and Stitch with no native Hawaiian directors or writers or anything. I don't know all the details of it. I know that...
If I went up to the me
Queen Katie.
a year ago who was playing through this game and was stuck on that stage, she would ask me, oh, so you finally finished this chapter. How was it? And I would have to pat her on the back and be like, yeah, the island was bombed. The island blew up. And she'll be like, what do you mean the island blew up?
I mean, there might be worse things that can happen to an island. I could be wrong. I don't know, but thank you for the shout out for Queen Katie. Any opinion? Like I said, I don't know all the details with Lilo and Stitch. I haven't been keeping up with it. I just know that... No, I did see one thing. I saw how that the... crap, what are the two aliens? Do you remember in Lilo and Stitch, there were the two alien guys that like disguised themselves as humans, and they had like the really goofy disguises that didn't look like people. They were just like the aliens themselves with clothes on. They've given them like skin suits, just like live action actors they turn into, and it's like, you're robbing the whimsy. Other than that, though, I haven't been keeping up with it. I just, on principle, I'm like, I don't want to. And same with like the How to Train Your Dragon live action. It's like that movie exists, especially since the trailer looked almost shot for shot the same. But that's just me, personally. Let's see, Nora says, no one ever told me my first word. I can't remember my parents together. Can't get my parents together to ask about me about things I can't remember, since they hate each other. So I don't know. I would assume mine was probably like mom or mommy or mama or something like that. I feel like that's what a lot of kids are, but not every kid. Oak said, my mom has a story when she had my brother and was narrating every action to teach him how to talk. She was on a walk carrying him and a car came by that was speeding and not signaling their turns and breaking a bunch of traffic laws and just said, and there's an a-hole to my infant brother. Quicketa said, I would share my first words, but I'm pretty sure I said it before I got my cochlear implant, so I don't know what it could have been. My theory, even though I know spoilers, is that everyone was invited here with the rule to wear the exact same outfits as 18 years ago, and nobody suspected at all. So do you think that maybe Fender orchestrated this to try and figure it out? Nora says to Oak, your mom is so funny. I just remember when she came in and was like, no, you're effing dead, or something when you had to voice something for Mondo. Vero said, wow, Vero is away. Lurk, thank you for the lurk, Vero. Oh, and Vero just pinned a message from Moonlight saying, Jamba and Pleaky, there we go. It's been forever since I've seen Lilo and Stitch. I remember enjoying it. I remember thinking it was fun. It's not like one of my favorite movies. There's some animated movies that I'm like, if it's on, I'll just want to stop what I'm doing and watch it. Like The Emperor's New Groove. That is such a good movie. But Moonlight, how are you doing? Oak says, guys, don't tell Logan, but his skin is neon green right now. I like fluorescent and neon colors. Vero, I'm so excited something came in the mail that I had ordered that I was so excited about. So, Vero, since you're into Transformers now, there's a website called Toy Hacks that does like custom labels for, not custom, but they do like, I mean, you're customizing. They're like labels, stickers for Transformers. And they had one for Shockwave that, because like Shockwave got what's called an Action Master that had some orange on it, gave orange on his chest, an orange gun. And so they made some stickers to give like orange labels, like fluorescent orange that like glows in a dark light. And I put them on my Shockwave now. I've got them on the couch behind me. And so I've got like bright orange. So it's not neon, I guess, but I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love my Shockwave with bright orange chest and orange gun. So I like that. I should play some game. Probably. Because I hope I'm getting caught up to chat, huh?
Horrible.
No. Horrible is a different character. Horrible is one of the Headmaster Juniors. He transforms into a bull. That's a different character. He's a different color. I'm amazed that you know Horrible, because that is actually the name of a character, of a Decepticon, is Shockwave, and he looks glorious with that orange. But thank you very much, Vero, for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Our aim is to uncover anything that Larry might be hiding. However, I didn't see anything, and I don't know when I didn't do anything, and you can't prove otherwise. Wait, Larry gets 3 chess pieces? Is it gonna be one of the things where he's so dumb and everything else, he's gonna turn out to be a mind chess savant? It's almost impossible for him to keep his cool. I'll need to bide my time when he gets agitated and wait for him to calm down. Let's start by asking him to go into detail about what he's doing here. Okay, I need to lock in because these mind chess things are, I want to say difficult. They're probably not actually difficult. They're difficult for me. I am not good at this. Okay, so we're gonna start by asking what he's doing here. He shouldn't prove to be too much of a challenge, so let's get this over with. See, Magpie's not here yet, right? Have any of you guys ever played Batman Arkham Origins? I really want this to go just like the Electrocutioner boss fight. Crap, I don't know if that counts as a spoiler to describe it, but it's just, yeah, okay. He shouldn't prove to be too much of a challenge, so let's get this over with. Mind chess commence! Why are you here? Why exactly did you come to the gallery today? Oh, Vero with a pin message saying, if you see Vero, added permitted term whore. I'm sorry. Why, Vero? Who's talking about that type of stuff? Okay, like I said, I gotta focus on this. Why exactly did you come to the gallery today? What kind of question is that? What do you think? I don't know. I don't belong in a gallery or something? Bite my time. Hey, if you're gonna ignore me, then I'm gonna paint your portrait. Oh, and Oak says, oh, horrible. There we go. I mean, it's not spelled that way. The Transformer's name is like, I think, just like HORA-BULL or something like that. Oh, no, it's Horri. HORRI-bull. That's how it's spelled. HORRI. I don't actually own a toy of Horrible. There's a rumor that they're going to have a new toy of him coming out next year in a multi-pack, though, so I'll buy that. Hey, if you're gonna ignore me, then I'm gonna paint your portrait. And when I'm done, I'll scribble all over it. Bide my time. I'm joking, okay? I'd never scribble on one of my pieces. How could I? They're valuable artworks. According to you, perhaps. I imagine I might struggle to agree. Oh, laugh it up, funny guy. Luckily, some people actually believe in my work. Bide my time. Just gonna keep doing it. Bide my time. Bide it. She's called Lulu, okay? And she says my pictures are masterpieces. So if she likes something, I'll draw it for her. Anything at all. And where is this Lulu? How come you're here alone? What? A guy can't be apart from his girlfriend for 1 second? I have my own life too, you know. Just bide my time. I'm gonna keep biding my time. Fine. Lulu said she's a Gemini, okay? So I thought I could do a sketch of the statue to show her on our date. And I expect you're pretty proud of this sketch. Well, he told us why he's here, okay. Well, not so much this time, actually.
Lulu. Delulu.
Ah! Could be. Maybe that's what Larry needed all this time. He needed a girlfriend just as Delulu as him. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Tiff. I appreciate that. Oh, and I see there's a couple more comments over on YouTube. I should check those out real quick. Hidden Hand says, I just came back and wow, it's mind chess. I know, against Larry of all people. Opinion says, mind chess is timed and you're confusing and sometimes misleading. You're not alone in finding it hard. Thank you, Opinion says. Why is it timed? Is anything else on in AA timed? I mean, I guess it's because like, if it wasn't timed, there'd be no challenge because it would just be trial and error otherwise. Unless they just like took away hit points for getting it wrong. I mean, it's definitely a different type of mechanic. But oh, it's difficult. Hidden Hand said, mind chess does little damage to your bar. Time bide. I'll read some more on on Twitch as well. Vera says, throws a smoke bomb for the lurk. Thank you for the lurk earlier, but I know you're back now, Vera, so welcome back. Oak says, yeah, she also texted me a while ago, and I made a joke about how Nora hates women, and she texted me, ew, women, .. black. thumbs down. Quickita says, captions, Edgeworth turned K over to Gumshoe to Gumshoot, a babysitter. Nora said, Oak, you told her I hate women. And then Quickita said, Cutie Pie Gumshoe with the gas mask. Oak said, no, I was talking to you and I said that you hate women. And Nora said, okay, your mom is fun. And Nora says, Oak, I hope she thinks I'm awesome whenever I come to mass. To Massachusetts. For a second, I thought you meant like going to mass, like that's like going to church for Catholics, right? Because I'm not Catholic, but I have like Catholic family members. So I hear that. It's like, oh, going to Massachusetts. Oak says, one day Gumshoe will get involved in dangerous business that results in a shootout with a drug kingpin that causes him to run away from home and fake a fugue state where he wakes up naked in a grocery store that causes his family to worry and eventually gives him the pieces to discover his secret life of cooking meth in an RV. Hey, come on, Jesse. Jesse, we gotta cook. Gosh, he's coming after us, Jesse. Oh, no. And Vera with the unlurk. Welcome back, Vero. And Vera said, I'm here, but arms are going to be buried in a blanket. Hopefully no one calls my name. Vero! Hope your arms are cozy. And Oak says, air fryer food tastes better usually. Really? Tiff says, Vero. Vera says, huh, what? And Oak at the timestamp 20202. I'm getting a little bit further behind. Tiff says, hi. And Vera said, you're horrible. Let me warm up. Tiff says, oh. And Vera said, it's cold. And Nora said, Vero. Vera said, wait, I got to see how cold. What? 57 degrees. I'll never survive snow. Yeah, that's like a little bit chilly, though. You can bundle up in that. That's like a light jacket weather. Nora says, hi. Oak says, some foods don't work as well in an air fryer, but some foods also don't work as well in a pan. When pan fried, air fryers are incredibly power efficient, tasty, and really good at making things crispy and cooking them fast with the same quality as and better than oven stuff. You sound like you're a commercial. Is that message sponsored by Big Air Fryer Inc? Vera said, that's not in Celsius, Logan. Yeah, because if that was in Celsius, you'd be like on fire, right? I think that sounds hot in Celsius. Hang on, I gotta breathe for a second. And Vera says, to Nora, so tempted to time you out. Tiff says, it doesn't often get cold where you're from, huh? 37 degrees here, and honestly, it's not too bad. Today wasn't too cold outside. It was in the 40s today, which is better. It like snowed last week. Moonlight says, hi, Logan. What did I load into? Lol, hour mark 205. I don't know what was happening when you got here, Moonlight. But how are you doing? Oak says, like, they work very similar to regular fryers, but healthier and less wasteful because no oil, and they also heat it faster and are safer to use. I love air fryers. Tiff says, meant to @Vero there, whoops. And Vera said, yeah, the coldest I've ever experienced in my life was probably 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Vero, you need to like visit and experience snow some winter. Vera said, I almost died that night. It was so cold. And Oak says to Vero, seriously? Dang, I've had to go to school in 14 Fahrenheit weather. I've been in like negative temperature, like -10. It gets cold. Anyway, let me read just two more comments here. Nora said, the coldest I've experienced is like -10 Fahrenheit. Coldest I've ever experienced is like -30. I wouldn't dare go out in that. That sounds dangerous. Vera said, holy crap, y'all, how do you survive? And Tiff says, you'd hate it over here. Winters are often -10 degrees. Okay, let's play some more. But you know, it being her sign and all, I just thought maybe she might kind of like it. So you're here for the Gemini sculpture. There we go. I think I did good. Please game, let this one pawn knock down all of his pieces and let that be all of his defense and show that he's bad at mind chess. How very like you to try to tell me nothing and give so much away in the process. So to summarize, you came here today to draw a sketch of the Gemini statue for your girlfriend, Lulu. Oh, what? How'd you figure all that out? From your incessant prattling. You just can't help yourself, can you? Fine, then I won't say another word. Larry may want to keep his mouth shut now, but I'll have my answers one way or another. Let's ask him what he did after he arrived here at the gallery. Okay, let's save again. Let's save again, because we survived the first round. In fact, I'm going to stagger so that we have a save at the very beginning of this in case I lose too many hit points and I need to start all the way over. So we need to ask about what he did after he arrived here at the gallery. Do I need to do the same thing and just like bide my time a buttload of times? Refill, thank you. We'll soon see what he's hiding. It's just a matter of time. What'd you do when you got here? All right, tell me what you did once you arrived here. What's the big idea? Thank you, Toilet Duck. I did just save. I mean, I guess I can save now. Again, it won't hurt me to save here because we just barely started this one and we're kind of paused here. So yes, I will save Toilet Duck. I am a good trained Pavlovian dog. Thank you, Toilet Duck. Also, we're like 15 minutes away from the 3-hour mark, so once again, if people have raid suggestions, I don't know where the time is going. It's slipping so fast. What's the big idea? Why are you staring at me like that? I don't remember. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I didn't know what was where. I just kind of hung around by the fountain. Bide my time. What gives, Edgy? I mean, if you don't have anything to ask, let me get back to my sketching. Oh, wait! Guess I ignored him and his blathering for too long. That was one ignoring. I need to study my opponent's reactions and pick my responses accordingly. Okay, so we don't bide our time there. All right, tell me what you did once you arrived here. Big idea. Don't remember. Didn't have a pamphlet. You did get a pamphlet? You didn't receive a pamphlet when you paid your entrance fee at the reception desk. Did he sneak in? You mean entry it's not free to get in here? You didn't pay upon entry. You mean to tell me that you entered without paying? Oh, I'm sorry, okay? I wasn't deliberate. There just wasn't anybody at the reception desk. There we go. Bound was doing a murder. So I thought entry must be free. Miss Bound wasn't at the desk? You're saying Miss Bound wasn't at the reception desk at the time? Oh, crap. Yeah, but it looked like there was maybe somebody in the little room opposite. Interesting. According to Detective Gumshoe, Miss Bound had to enter the security room to activate the sprinkler system. I expect she wasn't at the reception desk because she was busy responding to the incident. How does that work with the time frame, though? Because I feel like Gusto didn't collapse until Larry was already here, right? Unless it happened like the moment after he arrived. And right after she finally got the place open for business too. Poor Judy. The Winter Wing, the gallery's greatest attraction, and it's gonna be ruined now. You know a lot about the Winter Wing. Oh, what was that? Oh, Bamanon! Gifted a sub to Shingo! Shingo, are you here? Shingo, you now have access to our slew of emotes. There was a different word I was thinking of than slew, but I can't remember. I couldn't place it. And our Discord Hey channel. So thank you, Batmanon, for another gifted sub. Thank you. I'll read one or two quick comments in the chat. I assume we're going to blow up the next chess piece. There's no music, so I won't read a ton, but let me read a couple of comments in chat. Thank you so much, Batmanon. Let's see. Vera said, I'm tempted just to see snow, but I'd rather not get, I'd rather not know I'd get sick the whole winter. Well, you just got to be careful because, like, the lower temperatures can give you a chill, which can lower your immune system, make you susceptible to colds. But you can, like, spend a lot of time cozy indoors, then go out and, like, the snow a little bit in controlled doses. Oak said, and Massachusetts isn't even that cold. Usually where I'm from, winters only get to, like, 20 degrees Fahrenheit every year on the coldest days. Vera said, I'd rather deal with sweat. Well, I do prefer hot weather over cold weather myself, but still. Tiff said, yeah, New York winters suck. Moonlight said, wow, lowest temperatures I felt was counting with wind chill, -17 a few weeks ago. Oh, wind chill is the worst. Oak said, I hate sweating. I would much rather be cold than hot. And Quick gave the timestamp 2:08:48. I'm still so far behind. Vera said, whatever I see a minus temperature, it scares me. So intimidating. Nora said, I hate hot. That's why I am not. Oak said, I get very overstimulated if it's too hot. Quickity said, yes, but I will stay for Honkai Star Rail while being so darn clueless because I'm 2 years behind on it. Well, maybe you can, like, in your own mind, join in the fun, huh? What the ba-ba-ba?
Are you telling me to Pavlov myself into getting used to snow? Sure.
Yeah. And then every time you hear a bell ring, you're like, ooh, it's cold. I got to put a jacket on. Actually, that'd probably be really unpleasant because what happens if a bell goes off when it's warm. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. But yeah, we can train you to be okay with just about anything. But thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. And okay. We got like 12 minutes left in the chat. And I'm still so far behind, but we got to continue here. At least get to the third chess piece. You say you don't have a pamphlet, and yet you seem to know all about the Winter Wing. For example, that the Gemini statue you came here to draw just so happens to be in said room. Therefore, it was your intention to visit the Winter Wing all along, wasn't it? Oh! How? How did you get me a gun? Fine, you're right. I came here for the Gemini statue. Here's one of the things that's so frustrating about Larry.
generally speaking, there's no reason for him to tell all the lies he tells. He is just one of the most needlessly dishonest people. Oh, crap. There's some more comments over on YouTube as well. I should check that out. Let's see. Opinion says true, but the existence of a timer is stressful in itself. Oh, it is. Oh, it so is. Hidden Hand says, lol, just break the timer and throw it in the trash. Easy. Says Edgeworth, your art is bad, Larry. Why, Edgeworth? Just kidding, don't cry. Oh, Edgeworth said, just kidding, don't cry. How do you knock down all my pieces? Skill issue. Murdering a queen isn't checkmate. No, it is. It's not. No. Bat. And Opinion says, I'm EP. I'm going to head to bed. Have fun humiliating Larry. Thank you so much for being here, Opinion. You're awesome. Sleep well. Thank you so much for hanging out for so much of the stream. I mean, you made it almost to the end. Get a good rest. Get a good night's sleep. I got to make sure I get to sleep relatively soon after the stream ends tonight because I have work in the morning. All right, let's keep playing a little bit. Fine, you're right. I came here for the Gemini statue. And yeah, I came here to visit the Winter Wing. I won't deny it. Larry is not one to confess so easily. Then again, he's always managed to surprise me in unusual ways. Save again. And I gotta breathe. I'm running out of oxygen. I'm talking so much. There we go. Now that we got some music, I could read some more in the chat because I'm still so far behind in the chat. By the way, if you're lurking, or especially if you're lurking over on YouTube and you're hanging out while I'm spending so much time reading a chat that you on YouTube can't even see because it's over here on Twitch, you're the MVPs. I appreciate you. Let's see. Tiff says to Oak, I agree. If I'm cold, I can always put on more layers. I can only take off so much before I'm arrested for indecency. I hear people always say that as a difference, why they prefer the cold over hot, because you can always put on more layers. For me, the problem is cold, I find painfully unpleasant. Like, heat is bad, but unless it's like 120 degrees or something like that where it's like too dangerous to go outside, although I think Crystal survives in that temperature, then I'm just like, it's fine. I'd rather, like, that type of pain is not as unpleasant for me as the biting cold that cuts you right to your bones. But that also might be because I've always been a lean kind of guy. I have a fairly low percentage of body fat, and so cold just cuts right into me. Vera said, I think the hottest I've dealt with was 138 Fahrenheit. What? That I think that could cause heat stroke. Oak said, what the actual F? It's never been been over 100 for me. I think the most I've ever dealt with was like 118, and that was awful. Tiff says, I've never dealt with 138. I think the hottest over here was this year was 108-ish. Vera said, yeah, July is something. But I do remember, like, all your weather reports is how I figured out where you live, Vero. Nora said, Vera, this is extremely life-threatening temperature. I would die. This is not an over-exaggeration. I would pass out. I would die of heat stroke. Moonlight says, I 100% agree with my fellow cold dwellers hate the heat. And Vera said, thank goodness for air conditioners. Oak says, I don't think it's ever been under 0 or over 100 where I live, at least in my lifetime. And Nora said, hottest I've ever experienced, like 110. Vera said 110 still heckin' hot. Oak says, if I wasn't paying attention to the weather and didn't notice, it actually is pretty nice. There isn't too much fluctuation outside of comfortable temperatures here. And Nora said, yep, summer is my least favorite season. I only like winter. I love cold so much. And Oak says to Vero, bro, 138, you were being cooked alive. Vera said, laughing. We don't have summer break around that time, so we won't have school around then. Or we have summer break around that time. Oak says to Nora, I'm a bit boring and my favorite season is fall. I like the pretty tree colors and temperature cooling down with a bit without being too cold. Nora said, Oak, do you know Roga? Moonlight says 138 Fahrenheit. That's insane. Actual temperature here is maxed at 108. And that is, I'm staying in my dark, heavily air-conditioned room temperatures. Vera said, a good choice, honestly. Oak said, I have no idea what that is. And Vera said, that is when it's so cold it hurts, so I'd rather without. And Nora said, okay, Vero knows. She's a 5th grader from Japan who made a few songs, instrumentals, that are so insanely impressive. I sent you her song, very popular right now and most impressive. I saw you post that on Discord. I hadn't seen that over on TikTok since I'm still hacked on TikTok, sadly. Queegator says, chat, get ready for the first mind chess of the case, and I quite literally stopped right before this moment during my playthrough so far. I've not confronted this man, so wish Logan luck here. I guess lol. Imagine Miles did this back in the 3rd game with Larry instead of the Psyche Lock stuff. Okay, so we gotta beat him. We cannot lose to Larry. Did I save? I think I saved. Let's save again before we do our 3rd chess piece. And I feel like we're doing better in this one than we have the previous ones. But I also feel like mind chess against Larry shouldn't require this much effort. Larry is not one to confess so easily. Then again, he's always managed to surprise me in unusual ways. Let's see what more he can tell us about the Winter Wing. And there he goes. There's my health. And I expect even Larry has found his feet a little by now.
I'll have to watch his reactions more carefully and see what information I can glean from him. Crap, this sounds like it's gonna actually be difficult. All right, did you enter the winter ring? Okay, did you enter, did you enter the winter ring? Oh, Larry, be honest, did you enter the winter wing? What is that? Is that suspicion I see in your eyes? I tried to get in there, sure, but bide my time. Oh, crap! What gives Edgy? You don't anything else? Let me get back to my sketch. No, crap. Guess I ignored him in his blathering for too long. Okay, hang on. I need to study my opponent's reactions and pick my responses accordingly. Crap, we're gonna do bad. Did you enter the winter ring? And then we don't bide our time. We might have to reload it because we're already down to like almost half our health. You mean you didn't go in? You tried to get in, but you couldn't. Huh? Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get in there, but that old guy came out and fell to the ground. And like I said, it was all pretty shocking. The victim prevented you from entering? You were unable to enter the winter wing because the victim emerged and collapsed in front of you? Yeah, he came out of the winter wing door and then down he went. But wasn't it the autumn wing that the victim came out of? If that stupid poison gas thing had never happened, I'd be in there happily sketching away right now. Larry seems to have the autumn and winter wings mixed up. Regardless, it seems his aim really was to make a sketch of one of the statues. This could be a useful clue. Okay. I'm gonna save again, but we're gonna stagger our save again because we're down to just barely over half health. I spoke too soon when I said I thought I was doing good at this. Okay. Is it just that Larry is so stupid that a smart guy like Edgeworth can't think like him? What did you see in the winter wing? What did you see in the winter wing, Larry? You don't let up, do you? I told you, I didn't see anything. Galleries are nice and all, but I kind of changed my mind once I got there. Thought I'd go meet my girlfriend instead. I think it's time to deploy my clue. Thank you for the heads up there. So what became of your sketch? Didn't you say you came here to make a sketch of one of the statues for your girlfriend? You gave up on that a little easily, didn't you? Surely you saw something, even if you were distracted by the victim's collapse. Oh crap, it's still there. Well, I didn't not see something, but that doesn't prove I did see something totally terrifying either, does it? It's not so totally terrifying? Oh, please. I think we got it. And actually did pretty well. We still have like over a third of our health. Really, Larry? You could at least try to make this a little harder for me. I put it to you, Larry Butts, that you did in fact see something totally terrifying. Yay! How did you do it, Edgy? Are you some kind of mind reader? Fine, I guess there's no point in me trying to keep it a secret any longer. I'm not sure there's much point in you trying to keep any secrets given your track record. It wasn't exactly the most edifying use of my time, but that's checkmate. His hidden hand said you just killed his queen. That's nothing. Main chess checkmate. I just couldn't help staring at that Gemini statue. My eyes were drawn to it. So again, maybe the statues were swapped at some point. Looks like we just ran out of the winter wing, so maybe all the rooms had this. The only person who'd be able to move the statues around easily, I think, would be Bound. A, she's the only employee here. B, she could move statues in her cart. But why would she do this? Objection! You keep talking about a Gemini statue, but there's no way you saw what you think you saw. It's simply not possible. What do you mean? You think I saw a ghost statue or something? Larry is still laboring under the misconception that he was looking at the winter wing. This piece of evidence shows us what Larry was really looking at. Excuse me? I assume the photo. Statues matching those made by the victim 18 years ago. Oh, but they have regular legs here. So the other one isn't Gemini and Autumn, that's Pisces, because they're fish. And the bull isn't a bull over there, it's probably a goat, it's probably Capricorn. So hang on, let me check to see what's in the Autumn wing. Autumn is Capricorn, Pisces, and the two that are under sheets are probably Aquaries. And, well, I guess Aries could be, there's a sheet over Capricorn, so I'm gonna, okay. So, yeah. So the fish are mermaids, okay. So that's why they're just very similar statues. Hey, we got it figured out. So we just gotta present this. This piece of evidence shows us what you were really looking at. You might want to get yourself a new sense of aesthetics, Edgy. Or I guess I could teach you a few things. But... I'm gonna reload. I think I communicated that the wrong way. Oh, where did we autosave? Did we autosave? Maybe we autosaved right after. Where's the autosave? Let's see where that loads up. Did that load up right after we won the mind chess? I'll read some more in the chat. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you, game. Oh, the mind chess is, the autosave was here. So let's load up, it's the pamphlet. We'll point to something in the pamphlet, apparently. And present. Oh, hang on, I gotta first click this thing here. Oh, no crap, it auto-saved right after. No, game, never mind, you're evil, you're awful, you're evil, you're terrible. So where do we live off? Okay, so we gotta really quickly do the last bit of that mind chess all over again. But we know what we're doing, so we got this. This is fine, this is gonna be easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This could be a useful clue. Then we go, yeah, what did you see in the winter ring? And then we deploy our clue, and what became your sketch? And then we finally do our thing. Totally terrifying. Did you see? And now we got it. We just got to make sure when we get out of this, we save right away. I can't believe I didn't save when I came out of there. Let's see. Nora says, I sent you her song. It's very popular right now and most impressive. Queen said, chat, get ready for the first mind chess of the case. Oh, wait, no, I read that. Vera said, it'll either be too easy or too hard. Queen said, not Logan calling the mind chess right as I was copy pasting that. Oak says, okay, I just checked and the highest recorded temperature where I live is 100 Fahrenheit and lowest is -12, but that was before I was born. I don't think it's been below 0 since I was born. Nora said, I'm so sleepy, but I'm staying for full stream. I haven't sworn either. My brain just skips over those words when reading my chat and stuff. And it's pretty easy to train your brain to do that, I think. Let's see, Queen said, I do love how all the characters in this case, one of two mind chesses in here goes to Larry. Amazing. Oak said, it wasn't in my vocabulary either. I was just saying words and I said the wrong ones. And Nora says, I don't. And Oak says, that's the most realistic Nora impression I've ever heard. Moonlight said, never sworn. Y'all are so innocent. I started swearing at 15 and I've sworn like a sailor ever since. And Nora said, I don't like girls. And by the way, Nora is also banned by Vera? Vera, did you ban Nora? Is Nora unbanned? Oh, the timestamp 2:22:22. I need to motor through chat because we're past the 3-hour mark. How did that happen? We got to get to where there's some background music at least, right? So let's save. We made it out of the mind chest. Queen Gator said, a quote I once said during Say the Princess, you're lucky I don't swear. I had one of the voices who was very annoying in that route. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Got to hold my breath to get rid of the hiccups. Hang on. It came out of nowhere. Oak says to Moonlight, me too. And Vera said, see, it's out of principle. That was TTS. And Nora said, to Queen Katie, real, you're lucky I don't swear, so menacing. Oak says, moral oral, my partner desperately wants me to watch that show. I still need to watch it. Also, fun fact, if you've seen Community, the actor for Starburns, the guy with, it's Dino Stamatopoulos. The guy with the star-shaped sideburns is the director of Moral Oral. Yeah. In fact, I think he even calls his production company Starburn Studios because of that. Dino Stamatopoulos. Again, the first season, it's like, okay, this is fine. It's a gimmicky little show. Second season is okay, but then a thing happens. And the show just changes. And the third season is just, it elevates. Again, there's one bad episode in the third season, but it's just the third season is like amazing. It really, really is. So I highly recommend Moral Oral. Just if you watch the first season and you're like, it's not my thing, it's worth getting through. Queen Katie said, exactly, I should find that clip to send to you. And Vera said, I also don't go to live action Disney movies. Nora said, Queen Katie, you know what I just thought? I need name facts from Katie for my AA playthrough. Queen Katie said, oh snap, that'd be cool. Maybe when you start the second game. And Nora says, thumbs up to Queen Katie and deleted. Oak says, also Logan, I know this was a few days ago, but I like your haircut. Oh, thank you. Actually, today, I didn't do much with it, so it's just, I took a nap after church, and it got all matted down, and I didn't do anything. But thank you, Oak. Nora said, how many cases is the first game? Oak says to Nora, you're on the finale case, I think. Yes, you're on the final case, but there's also a DLC case after that, which is super, super long. Anyway, so we got to present our evidence, but we saved. So, yeah, we gotta show you here. Laboring in the misconception, he was looking at the winter wing, but he was actually going to the autumn wing. So maybe it was like when the door was open. So we gotta present the pamphlet and maybe point to the autumn wing? This is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's try it. Present.
Take that!
Take that! Take a look at this pamphlet. Just briefly, there and it's gone. The autumn wing features sculptures depicting Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. Not only that, but I've seen the statue depicting Gemini in the winter wing for myself. I can't believe it. I even commented like, oh, they're mermaids for some. Oh, wow! Thank you very much, Tiff, for the objection. I appreciate that. I was not prepared for that one. But yeah, like I said, I even commented like, oh, the feet are mermaids. How did I not notice that before? It's because I should have checked my court record. I forgot I had that photograph. Not only that, but I've seen the statue depicting Gemini in the winter wing for myself. Which means that whatever you saw, it can't have been a statue of Gemini. Guess that makes sense. Why is he not more surprised by that? I mean, it did seem pretty weird, now that I think about it. One of the two people did look like a goddess. So the other stuff, I guess that wasn't my imagination either. Other stuff. You're interested in it too, aren't you, Edgy? Great, let me show you. Show me what exactly? Oh no, crap. I drew a picture of it all. Anytime we get a Larry picture as evidence, it is going to be the worst thing. It's going to be people flying through the air. It's pterodactyls out of portholes. Got the whole scene down exactly as I saw it. Sorry, I got to just mentally prepare myself for this. Okay, let's look at this, Larry. But I'm still not that confident in my work, so, well, I want to see. Really? All right, here. Okay, come on. It's crying tears of blood. So maybe that's the whole thing, is that's what the sprinklers were for, to wash away the blood off of the Pisces statue? What on earth? It's grotesque. Let's save. I want to save right here. And I gotta finally catch up to chat. I'm still so far behind. We are past the 3-hour mark, by the way. So I hope people have posted some raid suggestions. Vera said, animated movies are not taken seriously and are marked as children's movies. And that's another rant I would get into, but I don't want to distract you from the game. No, I agree with you completely on that. So I'm sure that if you did rant on that, I'd be nodding in agreement, because I hear you on that, Vero. Quickett said you're on the finale case with Miles Trauma. But hey, great and powerful Vero, best mod. I'm in a clip mood. May I have a shout out? If not, then maybe a Logan one. And Vera said, yes, sir, salute. Nora said, oh, that's got to be a raid suggestion. It's tough to read because everything is striked out because you were apparently banned for a minute. So let me copy that down in my text file. Thank you very much. And Vera said, I'll do both. And then a shout out for me. And then Oak says, add quote, I was very young when I was a baby. Oh, will that take us to $4.99? And then Vera does a shout out. Oak said, who is this guy in the shout out? And Nora says, Vera told me there is someone in one of the Danganronpa games who I will love, who I first read as Koromaru. It's not gonna be Nekomaru. Yeah, who did you think that Nora would like? Vera said, I remember this. Said, yeah. Oh, yeah. Kamaru. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, no. Absolutely. Nora would love Kamaru. The problem is that she's in the spin-off game, Ultra Despair Girls, which is not as fun to play. No, yes. Nora will absolutely love Kamaru. probably that'll be her favorite character in the series, I bet. Queen Katie said, good times. I was hoping for Yangtze River, but I'll take that. Thank you, Vero. Vera says, whoopsie, salute. Nora says, I don't know who that is. Why will I like them? I can't search anything Danganronpa related up. You just gotta wait, Nora. Moonlight says, Jamba and Pleeky. Vera said, Jamba and Pleeky or something. And Vera says, I trust you. Oak said, guys, don't tell Logan, but his skin is neon green right now. Nora said, why will I like that person? Queen Katie said, Pleeky, best character from Stitch. Who voiced Pleeky? For some reason, I want to say, David Hyde Pierce, but I'm probably wrong about that. Like either David Hyde Pierce or Neil Patrick Harris or something like that. He gives me that vibe. Vera said, based on vibes. Oak says, Vero, you weren't supposed to tell him. Moonlight said, thank you. And Vera said, whoopsie, salute. Nora said, anything you can tell me without spoiling. Not without spoiling, unfortunately. Vera says, laughing, says, do I allow that, chat? Vera said, she's pretty funny. Oak says, Vero, they can't see it to know if you should or not. I think you should, though. Says, horrible. And then Vera said, fine, if you see Vero added permitted term horror, I'm sorry. Quickie said, I remember that one time Logan did a mind chest and somehow lived with like 1 HP. Nora said, Vero, what did you do? Vera said, that's what happens when I allow something. And Vera said, he has a girl again. Oak says, kill Larry. I don't think he actually has Lula. I think he thinks he does. And that it was like the same thing in the airship case that we did. Where he's like, oh, I'm in love. We're going to get married. We're running off together. And it turned out that no, he like gave her a ride somewhere once and that was it. Vera said, I love how all the answers are by my time. And Nora said, Logan, I think you should know that I will be playing more Danganronpa this week. Yay! Vera said, just let him yap. Quigita said, low-key wish we had birthdays for the characters so we can see if Larry is good for a Gemini, lol. Tiff says, as a Gemini, I hope not. Vera said, some people speculate he was born in January 1993. Nora said, oh, I'm fighting for my life to stay awake. Oak said, Breaking Miles gumshoe themed BRB. Magpie, I just mentioned you before. I was wondering if you were here because I was hoping the Larry Mind Chest would be like the Electrocutioner boss fight in Arkham Origins. And like Magpie's probably the only person who would get that. Magpie says, hey, well, Magpie has finally arrived. I was playtesting a game with a friend. Nice. And yesterday, I got to meet one of my internet friends, IRL. It was very fun. That is so awesome. I've loved when I've gotten to do that in the past. It is so much fun. That is awesome, Magpie. Vera says, hi. Oak says, I'm a living air fryer commercial. They are life-changing. Quigita says, Magpie. Nora says, Magpie. Oh, Magpie says, hello. Didn't realize I was so missed and loved. Like, all of you are, I hope you all know, like, you are all loved. You're all fantastic. I would like to think that, like, as fun as our community is, that if anyone wasn't fantastic, they just wouldn't fit in and they would leave. Where'd I leave off? Avira said, you've been missed. Oak said, we missed you, Magpie. Nora said, speaking of that, what 2 people do y'all predict from this community will meet first? Logan cannot do an opinion because too many people live in Utah. Well, there already was a meetup between multiple community members on, what was it? It was January 7th, 2022, I believe. Vera said, to be fair, some people have already met thanks to this community. Nora said, I know, but I mean, like, first from this point, moving on. Vera says, Oak said, I think one day Vera is going to be going to fall from a magic rift in the Philippines and have a chance to encounter with Crystal. Well, that'd be fun, the 2 of you together. Vera said, Oak and Bayo, just based on vibes. And Vera said, that's hilarious, I hope. There's Shingo, said I arrived during the Larry bit. Isn't he insufferable? Oh, he is. But Shingo, congrats on your gifted sub. And thank you very much again, Batmanon, for gifting a sub to Shingo. Vera said, welcome. It's been easy too far. Nora said, I want to say either me and Oak or me and Atlantic. I'm pretty close to him. Shingo says, oh no, I meant Larry being insufferable as a human being in general. Lol. I gotcha. Oak said to Vero, do I have aura like Bayo? Vera said, not really. Nora said, I'm also thinking about this geographically. Vera said, just that I'll meet at a con by accident vibes, or that Bayo and Weedle. I think Bayo and Weedle, if they haven't already met up, they're going to soon. The 2 of them have talked about going to see the Minecraft movie together to experience the awfulness in tandem. Let's see, Vera said, oh yeah. Moonlight said, Logan, I showed you the clip where you were biting your arm. Lol, I'm good, just tired. I got into work today. Oh wait, were you the one who did that clip, Moonlight? I'm so sorry, I must have missed who it was, or not registered in my brain that it was you. I'm so sorry, Moonlight, but thank you so much. Oak said to Vero, I have never been to any con ever though. All cons are fun. Nora said, objection. Oak doesn't leave her house. Vero's laughing. There was a gifted sub to Shingo. Thank you again, Batmanon. Vera said, me too, girl. Shingo said, hey, thank you very much. Oak said, yeah, I have doctor's notes saying so. And Nora said, I'm still so mad that I've been in the same building at the same time as Logan. I know that was a Fan X, but I was tucked away in the planetariums area. Oak says, I think Bayo and Weedle will meet because Utah, they have the same aura. And Nora said, y'all meet famous people too often. Timestamp 2:47:57. Oh, I'm still a half hour behind. Oak says, who in chat has aura? I would like to nominate Vero and Bayo. Vera said, to me, it's Katie. Nora says, me and Crystal. Vera says, Tiff, however, is the biggest aura here, chat. Sorry. Oak says, you do not have aura. You're a coughing baby to Nora. Nora said, the coughing is subsiding, okay? Vera says, CV, and then an F and a CD. I don't know what that is. Tiff said, why are we talking about aura? Okay, am I the only one? I like the slang term aura farming. But it is getting so overused that I think it's going to get, like, totally killed pretty soon. There's no way it can last. I should check over on YouTube. Let's see, opinion was a little hard. Hidden Hand said, nah, I know you're 1 hour behind, or maybe not. Anyways, Twitch time. I'm getting caught up. I'm only like a half hour behind. Let's see, Moonlight said, maybe Larry is just a compulsive liar. Maybe, I wouldn't put it past him. He's not a good person. Vera said, IUOJK. Oak said to Vera, oh yeah, that's a good pick. Tiff has some crazy aura. Thank you, Toilet Duck. I think I did just save, but I will save again because once again, I am a good trained Pavlovian dog. I haven't even got to where anybody else other than, I think Nora posted one raid suggestion, but usually I'll have gotten to a bunch. Nora said, y'all know who has insane aura? And then Vera more, I just random words, and Oak says, also Batmanon has insane aura. Oh, and Crystal with the raid suggestions. There they are. Hang on. I gotta copy these over into my text file. Thank you, Crystal. You're once again the MVP of raid suggestions. Thank you, Crystal. Copying these over now. And then Nora said, Rukov has insane aura. And Vera says, hi. Oak says, Rukov has aura because it feels like a strict bedtime is nerfing the aura. I know, it's like that is one of the few things I miss from back when the lockdown was going on, is that people were more available. But then once lockdown ended and responsibilities resumed, like you'd have Vero is having to go to work early in the morning. Quiggin says Vero. Tiff says, I agree with Oak. Batmanon has crazy aura. Nora says, are you agree that I nominated you and I for best aura? And Tiff says, is Vero okay? I don't know. Vero's typing a lot of random gibberish into chat, and I don't know what that is. I assume that they were like code language or maybe some abbreviations that I'm just not cool enough to understand. There's Vero with the Seeker's Command. Wait, who did the Seeker's? Oh, Crystal did the Seeker's Command. Thank you very much, Crystal. Am I getting close to catching up soon? Quicky said, Vero, are you okay? I'm just now noticing your other messages is, oh, cat keyboarding your keys. I bet that's what it is. I bet Maya the cat is probably typing stuff on the keyboard. Vera said, yes, I'm fine. Mia pets. Oh no, Maya was the one that ran away. Mia's the one you have. Vera said, sorry, I didn't notice. And then Nora said, tell me I love her. And then Tiff with the keyboard slam. Vera says, oh, so there's some dueling. Quiggin said, oh, it's a cat, lol. I called it. Vera said, she's purring and biting the mic. Oak says, oh, Wendy has aura. Tiff with the hydrate command. Thank you very much, Tiff. I will hydrate right now. Thank you, Tiff. Nora said, did you tell her I love her? Vera said she refreshed the stream like twice. Vera said, yes. Quiggin said, oh, no funny, go home, but option. Hidden Hand says, Larry, go home. Pin if you want. What was the, what was that thing from Stranger Things? The one girl, Chrissy. Oh no, that was like wake up or something. I thought it was go home. I was gonna go like, Larry, go home. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I've been rambling too long and I don't have enough of a filter between my brain and my mouth to tell me not to say stupid things. Nora said, did you respond to Vera? Vera said, no, but bopped my face with a wet nose. And then Nora with a heart. Oh, broken heart. Oak says, Edgeworth, you're speaking out loud now. Those dialogue boxes aren't just his thoughts. Your mouth is moving. Larry's right in front of you. Yeah, but you know what? Larry deserves to be bad-mouthed in front of him, so... Nora says to Vero, tell her I love her until she responds. That, and then there's where Vero banned Nora. Hang on, I gotta breathe for a second. Wow, this is like those olden chats from a few months ago when we would have an extra half hour because I'm just like struggling to catch up and chat. But I love that you guys are so chatty today. It makes me so happy. Quiggin says salute to Nora. Vera says more keyboard slams, and Tiff salutes to Nora. Oak says, Wade, laughing, I'm sorry, Nora. I told Vera to ban you, and they actually did it. And Nora said, I assumed Mia just banned me from chat. Hidden Hand says to Vero, what is with your writing? Vero's cat is writing that stuff right now, crawling on the keyboard. Quiggin says, get ready for literally the creepiest drawing in the series, Larry edition. Is it because the mermaid is weeping blood tears? Let's see. Vera said, sorry, Kitty. Tiff says, Queen Katie, oh. Oak said, no, that was Vero at my request. Queen Katie said, just yell potato if needed. Well, I made it through, but just barely. Nora said, does Mia love me back? Vera said, she bit the camera when I tried filming her, so yes. Hidden Hand says, I am not a cat. Nora says, yay. Vera said, I meant it was my cat. And there's a timestamp for 3 hours. Okay, I'm only 18 minutes behind. Oh, you lurkers, your patience is going to be paid off. I'm going to catch up to chat, and it's going to be so glorious. Queen Katie says, keyboard slam, I love autosave, except it did right after this time. It was mean to me. Vera said he's so against Larry, teaching him. Crystal with the timestamp 3:01:30. Hidden Hand says, Larry, our mind chest ruined this. Nora says, Crystal. Crystal said, been super quiet. I'm satisfied with my unfinished Minecraft Cherry Blossom House. Ooh. Sorry, I gotta breathe for a second. Could you post some, like, screen captures in the Discord? Crystal said, Nora was banned. Vera said, tee-hee. Nora said, Vera banned me. Crystal is the only good mod. Crystal says, I won't say that, Nora. Vera said, Crystal would if she knew how to ban people. Crystal said, I feel bad not being here because I want to be the one to ban you. Hidden Hand says, yeah, Crystal sometimes put a 1,000,000-minute slow mode. Crystal says, I can ban people. I just don't know how to unban. Vera said, laughing. Crystal says, or Nora says to Crystal, you watched Bloom Into You. You are my favorite mod. And also, I accidentally banned you once. Crystal says, I need my revenge. Vera said, I can unban if you want. Crystal bans Nora. And Vera said, to ban Nora. Or Vera unbans Nora. Wow, I'm getting so confused just reading this out loud. Vera says, there we go. Oak says, oh, I thought that was objection redeem. Hidden Hand says, I think it's /unban. I don't know. Tiff says, beautiful. Nora said, I forgive you, Crystal. I deserve it for banning you last week. And Crystal says, satisfied. There was Tiff with the objection. I gotta be so close. I gotta be close to catching up. Crystal is laughing. Tiff says, tee-hee. Oak says, thank you, Tiff. Vera said, Mia is basically begging for a walk. So BRB lurk, thank you for the lurk. We might raid before you get back, Vero. I hope it's quick. Nora said, also, Crystal, do you accept that I nominated you and I for Best Aura? Crystal says, I would love to slow mode more, but Oak would cry. Crystal says, perfecto. Queen said, creepy drawing incoming, I think. Salute to chat. Hidden Hand says, okay. Oak says to Nora, you and Crystal are coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb. Crystal mountain has mountains more aura. Hidden Hand says, ah. Queen with some emotes. Nora says, lovely. Tiff says, oh, wow, hate it. Oak says, dang, Larry, that's actually not a bad drawing. I'm semi-proud of you for once. Queen Katie says, yeah, ironically, his best work, even better than the one he did years later in Spirit of Justice. Moonlight says, Larry's art is getting better. He is improving. We gotta give him credit for that. He's still a monster, but he is improving. Tiff says, it's good art, but I hate the idea of it crying. Oh, not just crying blood. Oak says, quote, animated boobies. Wait, when did I say that? Nora said, I have a raid suggestion. No, I didn't. Oh, I thought you did. Yeah, you did, I think. Tiff with another hydrate command. Thank you very much, Tiff. Oak said, Logan's still behind. Hidden Hand says, put 120-second slow mode. Oak says, no, why would you say that? Nora said, yep, I have 2 scheduled Danganronpa and AA stream days this week, and then Saturday and Sunday are usually up for debate, but it might also be Danganronpa. I'm glad you're finally getting back into that. Hidden Hand says, well, they're not doing it, so we are safe. Magpie says, oh, I was actually meeting Vex. Hey, we haven't seen Vex in a little while, who is also in the community, but we're already internet friends. Lol, that's awesome. Oak says to Nora, I suggest F2F so we can actually finish it and truly work on the video. Crystal does a 120-second slow mode. Nora says, aw, shucks. Hidden Hand says, ha, ha, ha. Queen Gate said, wait, someone mentioned me in Aura. Aw, thank you. Magpie says, I've literally never heard Aura farming? What does it mean? It's because I liked one tweet that said that was talking about Piccolo and Dragon Ball Z. How he's always, basically when you do something like showing off your aura, like Piccolo when he enters, he'll always be standing up on top of something really high with his arms folded, his cloak fluttering in the wind. Oak says, I think aura farming is good slang, but the entire solo leveling fan base is digging it into the ground. Maybe that's what it is. Crystal says, aura farming is basically saying that you're trying hard to be cool and bad. Atlantic said, I didn't realize I use a single Seekers. Hidden Hand says, hey, Logan, there's 120 slow mode. Don't take it off, please pin. Crystal says, no. Oak says, yay. Hidden Hand says, okay. Nora says, oh, wow. Hidden Hand says, element of surprise. Nora said, thank you, Crystal. We are good, I promise. Timestamp 3:17:17. Oh, look at that. I'm 6 minutes behind. Oak says, Transformers, robots in disguise. Vera said, I'm back. Where's slow mode? And then a breathe command. Crystal said, what do you mean slow-mo never left? Nora said, people don't come to my chat, so I don't have that issue. Tiff says, slow mode. Hidden Hand says, element of surprise. There's emote only for a little bit there. Crystal says, so many bands happening. Are we a band now, /J? Tiff says, when did you say it? Just now, Logan. And there! 3 hours, 32 minutes, and 18 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. And the emote mode is taken off. Oh my gosh. Once again, if you're lurking and you sat through that marathon
of reading and catching up to chat, then wow, I thank you so much. But okay, let me take a, hang on, I gotta breathe 1 second. Woo. Okay, so let me check out these raid suggestions that Krista was posting earlier. I see one of them that has a fewest number of viewers that claims this person is playing Minecraft, but it looks like it's concert footage or something like that. But if you're lurking, let me give you the rundown on everything. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. So that means tomorrow there's no stream. I'll post the schedule tomorrow on Discord. Tuesday will be Metaphor. Thursday we'll pick up where we're leaving off here tonight. But I am doing a collab with Kim on Wednesday afternoon. That'll be noon my time, so that's 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And so yeah, it'll be something different. She's going to be doing some Honkai Star Rail, and I'm going to be commenting on characters. It's going to be a lot of fun. Vero already posted the link tree right there. I was about to do it, so let me copy that over. That link tree includes a Discord invite link, what would be my TikTok if it hadn't gotten hacked, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. I'm going to copy it over to YouTube. So YouTube, if you see that link popping up now, if you're lurking, there's that link. Feel free to check that out. So once again, let me go ahead and get this raid initialized. Thank you, Toilet Duck. I will save just 1 second. I'm just typing this in here. There we go. I believe I already saved here, but once again, I am a good trained Pavlovian dog, so I will save again. Once again, this girl looks like she's playing Minecraft, or it says she's playing Minecraft, but it looks like she's watching a concert now, so I don't know exactly what's going on. We shall all find out together. Nora said, I'm fighting for my life to stay awake. Oak said, thank you for the very sigh. Larry stream. It made me smile. Hidden Hand says he did it. Pierre said, thank you for the very just chatting stream. Magpie says, laughing. Glad I could be here for the end of it. At least. We're glad you could be here too, Magpie. At least even for a little bit. Quick said, thank you for the very artistic stream. See y'all next time for the aftermath. The coolest twist I've ever seen so far. Oak said, technically you said animated movies, but it sounded like animated boobies. That makes more sense. Hidden Hand says, buh. Oak says, good night, everyone. Hidden Hand says, kuh. There's the raid message. Thank you very much. I almost forgot I didn't type that in. I need to copy that down. Moonlight says, later, y'all. Hidden Hand with a smile. Atlantic says, night, y'all. Hidden Hand says, bye. Bear said, night, night. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. And thank you all for being so chatty. It warms my heart. I know I got very far behind in chat, but it means a lot to me that you guys are all such good friends with each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy your Monday. I'll post the schedule tomorrow. We'll see you on Tuesday for Metaphor, Thursday pick it up here, but don't forget to check out that collab on Wednesday if you can. I understand if you're like at school or work or things like that. Hidden Hand with some emotes. Again, I love and appreciate you all. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Enjoy the raid. Good night. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye. And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, because I still don't know how to do a YouTube raid, I need to look more into that. For all of you, good night as well.